Welcome, everybody, to almost an hour and a half late for session 18 of Season 2 of Forgotten Genesis. For those who would like to earn an inspiration to... Wow. That headache got bad. It's fucking with my speech pattern. Alright. For those who would like to earn an inspiration die for recapping the events of last week's session, be my guest. Let's have some fun with it.
Alrighty.
And of course, this week we're going to be getting into, well,
We
some number
delved
crunchy stuff.
we delved into the nuke facility and found lots of nuclear goodies. That's the short of it.
You found a piece of your vestige.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I did find another piece of my vestige.
Because we discovered that the brain necklace was your vestige.
Yeah, which for context to account for that...
I spent like the entire session yesterday trying to convince y'all that it wasn't dangerous.
Yeah.
Piper, meanwhile, poke it. Poke. What is it?
Which for context, timeline-wise, this happened during a slightly more extended bus ride between the events of the radio getting shanked. Before you guys get led into the...
Oh yeah, so now we are back at the bus, the radio's been shanked, and there's a trash dragon outside.
Yeah, the main reason that the timeline was placed that way was, of course, I was not in great shape to
sick.
kind of run.
He was sick and we needed some roleplay.
Yeah, my stomach was about to fall out, and I was not in a great position to be running a fight, so hence I basically presented a slightly rolled back on the clock roleplay session last week.
Encountered a vending machine, got some snacks, and I think his necklace radiates radiation.
Yep.
Avery now has a info hazard of a book. Because it piqued his curiosity.
We swiped a vending machine of magical items.
Mm-hmm.
So Violet flirted with the djinn. That's what Vanessa said.
That too.
And I have a lingering injury.
Why do you have a lingering injury?
I do not remember. Why do you have a lingering?
Yes, it was from the stabbing. No, it was from I think something Avery did.
Not that Avery
Something
did.
Avery did?
His amulet reacted to you guys trying to dispel it, and since it was an effect that did a slight bit of damage, and you rolled a natural 1 to it, hence that procced the injury condition.
Oh.
That's part of Piper going, I want to poke it.
And you broke your foot.
I broke his foot somehow.
Could I?
So basically
say
you
that
fucked with stuff you didn't understand and then found out.
I didn't do anything.
He was
You tried to dispel it.
No, he didn't.
I did
It wasn't
it.
me.
Oh,
He was
did.
he was in proximity to someone else fucking around.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Niseo. I forgot.
That's why Piper was like, I'm not touching that again. We're not going to do that again. Somebody
Yeah,
else
it's
was
mine.
hurt.
Can we say that I stayed behind to tend to my injury
Yeah,
instead of going with them?
Also, I believe with that lingering injury, specifically, if you receive literally any level of magical healing, it will be fixed.
Do you want me to fix your foot?
Yes, please. I can't
fixed
do it
foot.
myself.
Okay, I fixed foot.
Sorcerer doesn't have any healing magic, does it?
Unless you go Divine Soul. That's a caveat.
I'm
Elemental?
aberrant mind that was from the beginning.
How much did you lose HP wise? And I will adjust accordingly.
Well, you don't need to heal me that much. I just need the injury to go away. That's all.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds, and I will just... At first level, you get 10 points of healing.
Thank you.
I have a question. So, why can't mending act as some form of healing? Like if you get a cut, shouldn't you be able to use mending on it?
Yeah, so mending, the way that that spell operates is it functions for objects, for inanimate things, for unliving things. It is in case, an object, piece of clothing, something like that takes damage.
Okay. Yeah, I just pictured like stitches. Like you just closing the wound.
Skin is living tissue.
Yeah, the only thing around the wound that you'll be closing will be the entry gash that the blade made through the shirt.
Oh well.
I'm still bleeding, but your shirt looks fine now. It's turning red, but it looks fine now. We can just say that's your red shirt now.
Or in the Lord of the Rings, when Frodo gets stabbed and he has the mithril shirt underneath, well, now he's got to fix his damn shirt. His damn regular shirt.
Joe, I sent you a quick DM.
Yes.
Are you okay, Brick?
Well, if that's okay.
Drainage.
Let me see here.
I'm gonna be doing that a lot. Get used to it.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for a week now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I didn't know if you laughed so hard you coughed or what that was.
Well, if I do laugh too hard, I will cough. That is a thing.
Okay. So also, for what I should hope are now obvious reasons, due to the migraine that has generated itself trying to fix this fucking computer, I'm not going to be talking too much. I will respond to questions asked, but I will ask that they are not too frequent, because now every syllable that comes out is hurting, like right in that shell space right behind my skull, right above the eyeballs. It's great.
Excedrin?
I already did it.
Water?
Fuck, hold on.
Haha.
Yeah, I heard the mucus in that laugh.
Oh yeah. Hey, I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there and pieces of it comes out, but I just want the whole wad to come out already.
There's no wad, unfortunately. I think it's distributed.
I wasn't being literal.
Might as
My
well take
guy.
a second one because it's strong. I just don't know where the hell the bottle went.
It was not literal. I just like to call it, because we've been joking that I have a hairball.
Oh.
As a joke. But apparently, according to my husband, don't joke about that with my dad.
Terrible. If it's a black thing on a black surface, I can't fucking see it. If it's a white thing on a white surface, I can't fucking see it. If it's a blue thing on a blue surface, I can't fucking see it. There has to be just enough shadow for you to realize there's a separate thing there.
I understand.
That's just how color and perception works.
Not typically. That's actually very... I think his is just brain issues, but I know mine's...
I know that if I was to put something black on this desk, it would be a hell of a lot harder to find than if I put it on a white desk.
True, but if a lot of times lighter colors people can see, but like if I were to put this on a pink table, but it's a different kind of pink, I wouldn't be able to see it, but most people would.
I'd be able to see the cameras and whatever that is.
Well, there. I'm saying if it was just the case and not this.
I'd be able to see it if I knew it was there. If I wasn't sure where it was, then I would my eyes would gloss over it.
I think this is like a red pink. I don't know.
Camouflage isn't a special phenomenon.
I mean, there's a reason that camo fatigues and clothes exist. It's because you place something of similar color to the environment behind it around something, and suddenly what that is wrapped around will become much harder to perceive.
Of the phone and surface They
Oh,
won't
yeah.
match, but I won't be able to see it.
Well, the issue with like
It's
different shades
similar.
of black in this case, like for example, between my phone and my desk is
Color
my.
blind. I'm trying to tell you, my dude, I'm colorblind.
Oh well, yeah.
So if
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
more
yeah.
obvious difference, Brick,
Mm-hmm.
I won't notice. Y'all will notice. I won't.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get at. If it's an obvious difference, I may not notice it.
So
Well,
it's
y'all are
hard
like,
for most people, but it's even harder for you. That's what you're trying to say.
uh-huh.
Okay.
That's why I said, dude, I understand.
No,
I
it
understand
sounded
how
like
this
you were just like
feels.
completely negating the fact that camouflage is a thing that everyone experiences.
I mean, there is an octopus that turns invisible, my guy.
It
I am
doesn't
aware.
turn
camouflage
invisible.
exists.
It just camouflages and adjusts its texture. But yeah,
To look almost invisible, yes.
if you touched it, you
There
would
is a
see.
specific one. Well, yes. Order. Finestra's right. Order in the
Order,
court.
order.
Order in the Mort.
Finestra's
Mart, I can't move it. I can't move it anymore, Mart.
We cannot move it. Move it.
Don't make me sad.
King Julian fell out of the tree. I can't move it anymore, Mart. Okay, Dark Madagascar jokes. Anyway, I'm
Maurice,
trying-
like, I told you not to climb that tree.
Yeah, I'm trying to make jokes to try and somehow alleviate the pain through the jokes. But yeah, I'd say.
Also, do you have caffeine?
Yeah, it's allowed.
'Cause
I do. I'm not. And I also have received caffeine from the Excedrin, so I'm gonna stick to the Excedrin caffeine for now.
Right.
Right now, it's not a
I keep forgetting
tiredness
it's-
issue.
Oh no, but sometimes you can get a migraine from not having enough caffeine. Dusty's dealing with that right now. Shut
That's
up, I
called
know.
caffeine withdrawal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's
I actually should go over there and finish making my cup of coffee and drink it because I have had 3 hours of sleep. But
Yeah, that's the thing about having the opposite problem. Now, in the meantime, as the music is calm and creepy as it is, at the risk of worsening my migraine but increasing the entertainment factor of the stream, I'm going to switch to a more tense audio track with more loud sounds to emphasize the situation that you guys have promptly landed in. We're going with the chase tracks for now, because you're not explicitly in a fight just yet. You've pulled up in front of this beast as it is now manifested and is ready to strike. However, actually, sorry, I'm now remembering.
Someone shot it and pissed it off.
I believe Neseo shot something at it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I was gonna
guys,
shoot a firebolt.
Right.
guys,
Okay, yeah. Shit. So, let me change the playlist one more time.
You goddamn idiot.
This would be
And this is
considered
when- this
a...
was in the 10-minute moment that Piper T-posed.
This would be considered a boss battle. So,
Yep. Roll for initiative.
yeah.
I was in the moment, heat of the moment thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I signed on.
Excuse me while
Excuse
I
me.
look up
Make
at
some
my
mental
screen and
note.
go, what the fuck?
Neseo prone, or what's your character's name, Neseo?
Xanon.
Xanon.
Xanon. Xanon prone to violent outbursts.
So close to being
No.
Xanax. I'm sorry.
No.
That's the most emotive reaction I've had you give any of your characters so far.
Exactly.
You were offended
know.
that your character's prone to violent outbursts.
Piper's prone to poking things she shouldn't.
It was a reaction to the danger happening.
It hadn't attacked us. It simply manifested. It wanted to talk. It wanted to be entertained by us small beings.
Preemptive strike.
It didn't want to talk? I thought that it did. Oh yeah, it didn't. It did want to talk until someone stabbed the radio.
Stab
radio demon.
I don't know.
To be fair, the radio Draconoid is not the radio demon.
Oh, okay.
This is a separate creature.
It's controlling, I believe. Controlling.
It pulled in all the surrounding trash to the crystal Avery threw out the window.
And by trash, I mean
I fail to see that how
electronic planar debris.
that seems very accusatory. I don't feel like throwing the crystal out the window was a bad idea. No,
Oh,
no,
no,
it
it
wasn't.
was.
Okay.
Just that is what happened. She is right. That is what happened. The
Regardless,
creature is
initiative
clear.
rolls will go into combat tracker, everybody.
Quick question, Joe.
Yes.
Can you describe what the dragon is made out of?
So this dragon seems to be almost organically, and I believe I posted some share of the thing a couple of weeks ago. Let's
Would you
see
repeat
here.
what we're doing right now, Joe, please? Sorry, I just got done with talking with my grandparents.
Right above the post that Vanestra made, this thing seems to have sort of pulled itself together from surroundings strewn about cables, raw darkness, stones, sort of raw electronic panels, metals, old machines, and countless other sort of bits of estranged planar industries that have kind of come together and formed this malformed and mismatched
I have
creature.
Message. Joe?
Okay.
I'm just wondering if it's burnable.
I guess you're gonna
Yes,
find
but he's
out.
not going to give you that description. That's not going to be something he gives you in the description.
I'm not gonna say that outright, but I will say you're gonna find out whether it is or isn't. However,
I'm going to say this for the
Hold on.
entire room. That he's not going to give us that description.
descriptions
out.
will arrive when they become prudent.
That's right.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta.
I'm going to roll its initiative really quick.
Okay.
A firebolt missed.
Little
Well,
mini
hold
me.
on.
I need to go find.
Are we really attacking this thing? I thought we had a description about
yes.
attacking it.
Before
When
we get
Nessa
to-
firebolted it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the firebolt thing. I'm just getting the initiative rolls out of the way.
I thought we were going to retcon this. There was a discussion about retconning it.
No. There's no retconning of the fire. There was no retconning of the firebolt. I have also not said what happens with the firebolt. We're gonna get to that.
And hold on, Hodor. I gotta find my dice that actually fit my new
Please
dice
don't
tower.
freak me out. So far. Okay. What? Don't look at me like that. This is what I've got right now. Look at them.
Babies.
Where are
Okay,
we
hold
going?
on.
What? Food?
I got a cool dice tower
Tell me
that will only ever be replaced if it was an owl instead of a phoenix.
I can get you an owl and we'll put it on the top instead of the phoenix.
It's a dice tower.
It's very nice looking. I like it.
I was showing everybody else because they haven't seen it yet. I know.
Give me a minute, Joe. I'll be in the other room in a second.
I will roll my
apologize.
initiative, still have the sound on, but I will be leaving the room here in a second. Ooh, I like this tower. I like the roll it just gave me.
Nice.
I rolled my initiative last week and I wrote it down.
So far, me and the radio dragon need to have our dexterities match up. I rolled a 23 total.
Okay, I'll update that.
So hold
What's
on.
its
What's your
Lost
dexterity
space.
modifier?
minus
There it
five?
is.
You are you are, at least in that regard, more dexterous than this thing.
Okay, so yeah,
So you-
so I'm before the dragon at least, and then we got to find out what Megan wrote her down to be. She's looking for it.
Yep.
Just do it.
Normally,
No, right.
normally. Oh,
No,
Megan
usually
does what I
Violet-
normally do, but because I wasn't there for that session, I usually roll the week beforehand before we go into the combat, write it down, and then give that to Joe, or just write it down. Because I will forget to roll, or knowing my luck, my rolls will either suck more or get better, but I don't want to change what it is in the moment that
Halcyon did
the
not roll
combat was
well.
supposed to happen.
Yeah, I need you to retype that for Joe again, Amber.
That is one of Halcyon's shittiest rolls to date. That is an initiative of 7 for Halcyon.
I did send a message, and now that I have rolled, I have got to take care of somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna take that damage for the firebolt, Joe.
Nestra says why?
I'm taking the damage, so we don't piss off the thing.
Hold on.
What's Violet's roll?
Yep. So if you want to jump in front of the attack, like I said last week, that was going to be based off of initiative values. So where is everybody's initiative sitting? Did you roll yours?
Yes, not.
I am below Avery.
Okay.
Like
We
second
don't know
class.
what Violet is yet.
Why are you coming in so quiet? Oh, your microphone.
Oh, she's getting set.
Well, I thought we were discussing some stuff, and I finally
I am barely able to hear you.
Yeah.
we had some really prudent discussions about like ceramics and stuff like that, and the discussions that we had were very prudent, so it's kind of important. I have a 28, Joe.
28. Okay.
28. All right. That is
That'll
the
put you-
highest at the very top.
Okay, that'll put you promptly at the front of the line.
You definitely can jump in front of that firebolt.
Yeah, you can take your action to go ahead and jump in front of that. What that's going to do is you're going to First of all, I'm going to have Nessio roll an attack roll, and you're going to go ahead and roll me a dexterity save. If you and me to beat his attack roll with that dexterity save,
She
you
makes
take
it.
that hit.
She's not going to be raging, so it's going to be almost doubled because she's also in the other form.
rolled.
By the way, I missed some of that because I got my headphones knocked off by Le Bebe.
It's okay.
Sinestra is trying to speak.
Waiting for Venestra says.
Sinestra says, the thing trying to kill us will be mad and trying to kill us, but maybe on fire.
Casting
Also,
on the same
is
level of
Xanon
the boss
on
as
the...
Violet. Oh.
Yeah, all that. Mhm.
I was on the level where Xanon was, which I think was the second level.
Which, Violet, if I recall, you're still on the roof. So you would be able to feasibly crawl over and basically get in front of a window or a windshield or wherever this would be coming out.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 1.
Oh,
And it's,
like a nat one?
yes, and that one.
Oh. Okay, so you try to cast the spell and it just... and you dive, like trying to get in front of the bullet for the president style to fizzles. Run, Mr. What? What did you jump in front of? Nothing, I guess.
Good. Nice. I will be muting often, to say.
Okay. So, if you want, because that was a nat 1, we can forgo the dex save part of that action and just have that. And allow you to keep your action going into that. I don't know.
Can I take an action? As soon as that's can that be my gut reaction? Can I do that as a reaction?
I mean, given that it was a nat 1, we can just say that's a dive and you still have access to your other shit. Make sense?
Okay.
For the sake of having it affect something, we'll say that cost 5 feet of movement to do that.
And this is when Piper wakes up from T-pose.
But the only time that you had, the only reason it had started collecting itself was literally because he started casting.
Oh, no, it was collecting itself regardless.
Was it gonna attack us?
Yeah, it is not yet immediately hostile. It seems volatile, which I believe I described it that way.
Hold on, let me just boop so I don't die on y'all. And now I am fully.
So this is gonna be in character, basically frustration, considering this is the second time something's happened that's gone crazy. Considering
Right
this
now,
is the guy.
initiative's active, so we're going to call this a tense moment, assuming, you know, whatever choices you guys make, whether to act or not. So what are you going to go ahead and use your turn to do, Violet?
I'm going to let you know this is the first time Violet's probably going to ever get in somebody's face. Besides, probably
Microphone.
anybody who acts stupid. I'm sorry, it's far away and my throat is sore. Okay. So, Violet is going to, not slowly walk up. This is literally rush up to Xanon and literally say, I want you to think before you decide to kill something that runs a whole area. Smiling the entire time. And licking her lips because you are just food at this point. Is an option.
Okay, so Violet's going Joker a little bit.
I am the guide. And this
Avery's
is
sick of tomfoolery. Oh wait, no, this one isn't role play. Never mind.
Oh, she is. He would say that. I'm sick of this tomfoolery.
No, I was saying he just like curls up. He says, "Fuck the boss fight."
I will smile back.
Right, the crystal was thrown out of the window, which then caused all that shit to... Yes, because the crystal is currently in its fucking eye I'm remembering where my descriptions were. Migraines going.
Yeah. It started when somebody stabbed the radio, which pissed off the radio demon. Then we had the crystal, which was causing conflict in the bus, so Avery threw it out. And then it became a dragon.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay. The dragon description didn't happen, but okay. I thought it was just joining itself into a body. So I had literally skeletal radio man coming out of this whole situation mentally.
No.
So this is a point where let's looking over him. I am the guide. I'm supposed to bring you back alive, but I can make other decisions.
Okay, so is that how you want to spend your turn? Okay.
Maybe listen to the person who's lived in the abyss for 400 years just fucking saying.
So I'm gonna take that as a Piper back note.
Next up, we've got
Yes!
Piper, and this thing is again building up and reeling up. It does not seem friendly by any stretch.
I have not put on my ring of mind shielding because that takes about an hour to reattune. I'm going to. How close are we?
This fucking thing gathering up, I'd say its closest parts are maybe 20 feet from you.
Oh, so it could hear me because my field of telepathy is 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to telepathy with Draconic first because that would make sense because dragon. Oh, hey. I almost just a Minnesotan. Hold on.
Oh hey, how you doing there?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hey there, bud.
How you doing?
Have you heard of this wonderful thing called cheese curds?
Have you heard of this? Have you wondered of the wonderful thing called Jesus Christ enlightening your soul and your life?
I'm only making that joke because my aunt, again, came in the other week, and she's from Wisconsin, so I was exposed to that accent for a little while. And
No, I'm letting you know what was really funny was one of the boys who came to the door had that kind of accent, and he said, "Have you let Jesus Christ into your life?" And I was like, there was like a moment of trying not to laugh. I was like,
I almost thought you were talking about the people who live above me, and then I remembered I moved a state over.
no, they walked to the door with like
no,
those
I have
little
not
boys
yet let
with the
cheese and some
Mormon.
rice into my life. I need to add that to my shopping list.
I know, right? So there's this two little, they wear those really nice suits, and I'm just like, oh, hey there.
Anyway, back on track. Initiative order. Piper.
Can I have a minute because I had to think and then I put Battaglia pre-birth of Mia.
Oh,
Boy.
hey there.
Oh, hey there, bud. Damn it. So
It's considering
I
he's
am
doing
able
Jack.
to logically deduce that is most likely the radio demon turning into a dragon, right?
Yeah.
This seems separate from that, as this kind of constructed itself around that crystal, which was being controlled by something somewhere else.
I assume it is some kind of minion controlled by the radio demon.
The
He
crystal
gonna
was a
bring
part of
us
the
to
radio.
situation. He was.
That's what
bringing-
I'm wondering. If if the crystal was a part of the radio, I'm able to deduce that the radio demon has. Sorry, somebody's repeating, and my brain just froze.
This seems strongly associated with the radio demon, yes.
Give me a moment to Oh, hey, bud!
It's all good. We're having a fucking day.
We're having a fucking day.
I can get you into the Jack one very easily. I'm a seagull. I don't care. What is it? The seagull thing? That's the one.
Hold on, I'm just gonna. Just so I can not keep making myself laugh, just give me a.
Isn't it like
Should we skip
walking
over her
downtown,
turn and
moving
come
fast,
back to
honestly,
her
go
for
fast
this
yourself.
round?
Dude,
No?
No, because she's got room to talk. She's also
Okay.
got enough. She's got enough stuff in order to offer it something to possibly not kill us.
Let me just be very blunt. This entire session got fucked the moment my computer decided to just, yeah. This is going to be half the
Myself?
fight at best because I am going to, for the interest of sanity, have an explicit cutoff time on the clock. It's going to be 10:30 my time, which will be 11:30 for the Texas people.
There, bud.
Adding to the distraction,
Megan!
Grandpa, you are echoing off and on.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
There might be
It's
just some
literally-
speaker sensitivity with that mic. That's my guess.
Making the way downtown.
Yeah. It's
That's
causing
why
a
I wear the
sweet flavor effect.
headphones.
It is. I would like to buy headphones if I had money. I would buy you headphones.
I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
We need to get this man a Bluetooth dongle and then some earbuds.
I'm pulling you back into your Jack moment.
That'd be cool, maybe.
Think about downtown, walking
I don't know.
fast.
That's me thinking aloud.
You go fuck yourself. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Piper's back. Okay.
I'd be
said
more
Bluetooth
than
dongle 'cause
happy
I'm
to
assuming
send
he
you a
doesn't have Bluetooth 'cause
$20
any
pair of
desktop
your
or
Bluetooth
fucking head
earbuds.
has not had Bluetooth.
Hold on. Okay. Excuse my companions. They're not in charge other than maybe my co-in charge person up there, Violet. I'm the person in charge of this group. This is after climbing out a window.
I'm going to roll for level of intelligence that this malformed construct has managed to create itself with.
So
I wish
it
that
was-
Calm Emotions was a ranged spell.
Because there is some aspect of this thing that has to function
Do I have-
autonomously, given its control
You do have calm
mechanism
emotions.
has been fucking
I
damaged.
have Calm Emotions, but it's
Finger of
a,
chaos
it's a touch
ability,
spell.
right?
Yes.
While I'm wearing the mask of
Mm-hmm.
mayhem. I don't remember if I have reiterated, Joe. This entire time we've been in the abyss, Piper's had the mask on the
am I
back of her
wrong?
head instead
Nice.
of having
It's
it
all
as the finger of chaos. I don't remember if I've been reiterating that. I just want to make sure. I've had the mask on at the back of my head. It's just stuck to the back of my head because I can't use it as a weapon,
Okay.
as the finger of
So
chaos.
here's-
so-
I was wrong. It is ranged. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do on my turn.
Here's a weird
Sorry.
question for the group. Stone or plastic?
Stone.
Plastic, because I've already broken a bit of the wing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Stone or
I'm gonna
plastic?
go with
Dealer's choice. I don't care.
Nope. Dealer's choice not allowed. You gotta make a choice.
Can I choose for her?
I'm not good at
Coin.
choices.
Flip a coin, or even odd.
Roll a dice.
I'm rolling a die.
Did you say stone?
Stone or
Yeah,
plastic?
stone dice.
Like as a material?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
material of
stone.
dice.
Vanessa says stone.
I'm gonna roll a metal die to make this decision. Hold on.
Okay, so that's. Hold on.
Metal's closer to stone than plastic.
Hold on. No, she's using to decide between plastic and stone because she has more plastic
I
and stone.
know.
She's
I
using one of
vote
her
stone.
few metal. So, Nessie already said stone.
Okay.
It was stone, brick, Venestra. Grandpa? Where am I on the stream? Where am I pointing on the stream?
Muted.
Mooted?
4 for
I'll
stone,
move.
1 for plastic. 5 for
Stone,
stone, 1 for
okay.
plastic.
Okay. High or low for stone versus plastic. DM has to tell which one's high, which one's low.
We'll just go
Stone, high.
order of the statements. High means stone, low means plastic.
Let's go with stone then. Apparently.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to hit you
11
with the
is a
mic.
thing. And apparently this needs to be more felt because this almost stuck through. Spooky. I probably
Note
need to
to
get a
self.
carpet.
Note to self. I need to get you one of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? Dice.
The dice
roller?
tower.
So
Tower?
that
Dice
means
tower.
the stone dice dictates
My
the
metal dice don't
intelligence
fit, my
stat
big
of this
metal.
construct. And it was the highest roll.
What did he say? What did you say, Joe?
So stone dice was highest roll.
The
and
stone
we picked
die
the stone.
dictates the intelligence stat of this construct, and it was the highest roll.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
Boss.
So it's a good thing we didn't.
It's not
Okay, thank
stupid.
y'all for not agreeing with me. Thank you for not agreeing. I would have fucked us royally. Okay, cool.
On the way downtown.
Alright, so Violet's gone. Piper's gone. Bracanoid's turn.
Oh,
Okay, given that you
good
just
dice.
well, given your statement to try and speak on behalf of your friends, Piper, I'm gonna need you to give me a persuasion check.
Okay, hold on. Where's that dice?
Is empower ability or whatever is it's not a reaction, right? I
That's
can't
just
just
like,
interject with that.
It's
No.
it's a preemptive, usually
Yeah.
preparing for something.
And he was already preparing for something, so it's still active. What was that again, my guy? How does that work?
Persuasion.
I know which roll. I'm just wondering how that ability works.
Oh,
Like, what am I adding? Because it's a 15 plus 10. Am I adding something to that?
oh, for the aura thing from the. I think.
From Grandpa. From Grandpa.
It's a
Is it
plus
saving
5.
throws? Plus
Okay,
five.
so
Okay.
All saving throws.
15,
Ah.
15 plus 10. So it's not a saving throw. 15 plus 10.
25.
Still pretty good.
Silver tongue and legend for a while. Please let that ability work.
There comes out this almost static screech, like you are hearing a high-pitched whine of a breaking satellite, before finally what gets shoved forth out of part of this thing's body is a very fucking broken, it looks like child's toy doll. And the speaker box that comes out of it.
You speak for them. And you say that they don't mean to be foolish.
Like, I will be dealing with them in a minute.
You have been
Other-
given a warning.
Okay?
You are now expected in audience with the spirit of discordance.
Could DM put that in plain English because Piper would understand, but player is dumb.
We gotta go talk or appear in front of this person called the Spirit of Dissonance. Whoever that is.
Discordance.
Discordance.
And that was the radio demon, if I remember correctly. The Ramian demon. Okay, thank you.
You guys have
'Cause
dubbed it
Piper
Radio
would
Demon, and
understand
this
that.
thing told you at least another title it has.
Which means it's not necessarily. Oh.
It never said
Oh,
it was
it might not even
explicitly a
be-
demon. It never said what it was.
We just all heard a voice in the radio, and all of us has been hotel people
Yes.
Yeah,
with.
all of you jumped straight to
Sure.
Alistair, which I appreciate, but I didn't quite get it.
It's
This
cute.
voice.
Please don't.
You did not do the retro
I'm
radio
letting-
announcer voice. You did not.
I'm letting you know.
Didn't give
is
it the
the
old
doll
radio
supposed to
tech,
come-
which sucks at picking up midtones, so you gotta speak like this to be heard.
DM, is the doll coming with us?
No, it retracts back into the debris
Dang
pile.
it.
Will, will you be leading the way? Because, we don't know where we're going to get to said place.
It coils, and its long serpent debris-like body starts to clear an open path toward that tower. As it seems to be slowly interlinking with more and more of this scattered debris. There are parts of its body that are buildings, parts of its body that are towers, parts of this body that are loose cabling. And it
I
is all
swear to
coming
God, this
together
road
in
trip-
this weird pseudo-organic body.
Can since we're
So-
not currently in fighting initiative, can Violet ask Piper to ask it a question before we go anywhere?
Well, you've persuaded it to not be hostile with you guys yet, but there's still a turn order once we complete a round.
Okay.
We'll see.
This is kind of I need to go.
Real quick, can I tell something to the rest of the party?
Sure.
Because I'm guessing they heard the we are requested an audience, essentially. All right. Next person who tries to attack the massive dragon thing or the person attached to said massive dragon thing, I will deal with.
And to be clear, not
I'm-
requested, expected.
Well,
That's
true.
okay.
That sounds like a request. That sounds like an order. That sounds like a, you better get your ass over here or I will kill you. That's the Piper's paranoid brain. Anyway, I'm going to say the same thing my mother has always said. Demons in the abyss are like several different types of pollinators.
All right.
You attract more flies with honey than vinegar. He may be a bee, not a wasp. Let's find out first.
Why is it that when I'm in pain, I come up with the dumbest puns for the shit that I've already made?
Wait.
It retracts the Tickle Me Helmo into its body.
I love that.
I swear this road trip is just getting sketchier and sketchier.
I'm letting you know that you see Violet just like slightly disappointed that the doll is disappearing.
If that
I'll make you
firebolt
one
was not
later.
in that one, you guys would have been fighting this thing, and there's some very fun mechanics involving radio attacks that this thing does.
Okay, so are we out of turn order?
Not yet.
Who's next?
Next
After
up,
Piper?
V.
Radio
V.
Draconoid, which has chosen not to act, so V.
So we're going to be finding it eventually, depending on most likely how this audience goes.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Once you guys
So
get out
we-
of proximity with this thing, turn order will end.
With another boss. We don't know if it's a boss or not. That's why Piper said we don't know if this is a bee, which just wants to mind its own business and will only attack
You act like an idiot.
if necessary. But if it's a wasp, we will be attacked on sight. Then it would be a fight. We don't know yet, and it's starting to act more like a bee than a wasp. That's what Piper was getting at.
This is the big ass creature in the
Demons-
Dark Souls game that is daring you to poke it. But if you keep it
So
at the
let's
distance,
not, because Piper needs to reset spell slots so we can heal.
Avery would just rather talk his way out of
Yeah.
anything that he can.
That's what Violet is okay.
We
with
already
Avery
long
doing.
rested.
Violet's excited about Avery being here. And excited
Hold
about
on,
Piper
I'm
having
getting a
some
phone call.
talking skills. We're moving down the turn order, Joe. Who's next? So Vanestra's done.
next we have Grandpa with a mirror on deck.
I kind of agree. I kind of feel like I'd rather fight them one at a time than. Oh, Vanestra says he didn't say he was done doing things.
Oh.
Oh.
Vanestra. Go ahead.
What are you gonna do, Vanestra?
Gonna back the bus away from the dragon because zero trust in it not attacking. That's
There, you can go around the dragon and give it a wide berth. That's still
you can go off-roading through a shitload of debris to get around this thing.
No, I wouldn't do that, considering you said there was a bunch of metal pieces. You don't want to lose the tires.
Oh, the tires.
What if I empower skill on her again?
In a double-decker bus.
That's what we did on yesterday when we
You
were
guys
driving to
did
the.
imbue it with magic and make it do a fucking wheelie almost.
Oh, right.
We drove over debris like it was the smoothest pavement you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, because Vanestra's good at driving.
And because I enhanced that with empower skill.
Oh, okay. The debris
Yeah, that
also
debris
wasn't being animated.
animated, to your knowledge.
Yeah, that too, yeah. To our knowledge,
So-
he says.
Go down the clear path or go through the debris path. Where are we going? Because now we know the debris path can be animated.
I think we should
I
just
didn't
go
say
down
I
can,
the
think we
okay.
should go down the clear one.
I mean, all the debris in the area has been going to this massive creature.
One
that
road leads
implies
to death. The other road also leads to death. It's up to you to decide which one means death from old age.
we're going backward. Oh, she's backing it. So if we do fight, we can get out of the bus. Okay, so you're backing it to the tower.
We don't want to lose the bus.
Reversing.
Is that what we're doing? Hold on, let's have Vanessa clarify
But the
with us.
battle bus.
Yes, we're back.
Yes, okay, cool.
Tower. Yes.
Beep, beep, beep.
That's a very creative way of
I
driving.
wish I
backwards.
could pop out text channels in Discord. I wish I could. That would make so many things with this game so much easier.
Or you could pop this window out,
This is
then
popped
have
out.
another window. Okay,
It is
have
popped
another
out.
window be recording on that specific
Yes,
screen.
but he needs to be able to also change over to other people's chats when he's looking at people's
Exactly.
messages.
Yeah, he needs to be able to have more than one text chat open at once.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
I'd say it'd be convenient anyway to have that
So,
open.
is it Grandpa's turn now that you're moving the bus out of range?
Yes, it is now Grandpa's turn. Is that an expo
s-
marker?
Because we don't know.
Yeah, it's wet erase.
That's why, DM, I have a question. Am I allowed to talk? You're not giving me time to talk in this moment. Because it's 1 second, right? So Piper got her moment, and Piper's talking back and forth. So we're in a hostile situation. Are we out of the hostile situation yet?
Not
According to
directly yet.
Venestra, no,
Right
we're
now,
not.
It is high enough tension that, again, we're still going through the turn order. Once it gets a full round of turn order, which means past Halcyon.
Which means that Piper is not able to answer Venestra back.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're trying to talk about.
Gotcha.
Because she's just said also why are we letting a hostile entity gather its forces?
I will handle that in a minute.
I agree with Venestra, but I'm not driving the bus. So, if we fight, we fight. I will end my turn by holding banishment.
Just
Okay.
gonna put it right back.
If any, my trigger is if any hostility occurs, I'm going to try to banish the trash monster.
Fair enough.
Am I at least able to respond to Venestra?
We're still on. Is it Nesio's turn now?
Once the turn order finishes, you will be able to do so freely. So next up we have Amira with Avery on deck.
What? Amira or Avery? Who's going?
Amira first, and then Avery.
On deck.
Okay.
On deck means you're next.
Oh,
You're ready.
okay.
I try to use on deck terms at least when in combat, just to remind people who comes after who, so that you guys can actually be in the headspace to
Ready.
be preparing for your turn.
Yeah, it's fair.
To be in the ready.
I don't always get the on deck thing said properly. I try to. I sometimes forget because the brain does the dumb.
Amira's going
Amira's
to ready
getting-
to... Go
Ready to
ahead.
cast a spell and hold
Oh.
it.
Eldritch
I was going
Blast.
to ready her.
Okay. And the Eldritch
She's
Blast
readying
is
it? She's not
conditioned.
doing
Yeah, is conditioned on what for release? Hostility. Okay.
Hostility. We're about to get some hostility.
It means if no hostile
to
action
him-
occurs, the spell fizzles. That's how holding spells works.
Oh no, understood.
Oh, he's saying hostility from the creature, not hostility just in general. Megan.
Oh no, I get.
Okay.
And is it my turn now? All
I
right.
Yeah.
believe so. Avery's
So
up,
I'm
Simon's on
gonna
deck.
do calm emotions on the entire bus. Because I feel like not everyone is thinking straight about
You're
this.
gonna cast it on the barbarian.
Not a
Yes.
good
Barbarian's not
idea.
actively raging right now, is she? Is she?
On the edge of raging. She needs to be.
You want your heavy hitter to be ready to. Hey. Hey. No.
Okay, then I'll exclude the barbarian.
Okay.
Okay. For any
Everyone else, chill the
unwilling
fuck
to
out.
receive this effect, you may roll your saving throws.
Roll a
What kind of
charisma.
saving throw does it need to be? If they're unwilling
Roll a
to
charisma
receive.
saving.
I
Any of you
will-
within 10 feet of me?
That's 19 plus.
Well, you don't need to roll it because he's excluding you,
Mhm.
Megan.
Oh, okay, good. I'm good.
I willingly fail because Piper does get nervous before talking to people.
Yeah. Pepper. Oh,
It'll be a
there's
nice-
chill
Anybody that-
pill.
Oh, okay.
I just want to point out anybody within 30 feet of me that does not want to fail, it's +5.
Okay.
Would that mean that wouldn't that also apply to me getting a buff? And
It
Only on
wouldn't
saving
buff the
throws.
condition
only
of
on
the
saving
save
throws.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Buffing save DC gets a little weird. All right. Which case then, next up, Xanon's on deck. Or, sorry, Xanon's up with Halcyon on deck. Yes,
So,
raise 10.
does anyone?
I'm resisting the spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are people who are resisting, so we need to get finished with that.
At least that out of the way.
I'm getting ahead of myself because the brain pulse of...
Yeah.
17 plus 12 plus 5? What?
Yeah.
Why are there 3 numbers there?
The pun
5's from me.
The roll,
saving
the
throw.
modifier,
Oh, right, yeah.
and the bonus.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
What's your DC?
I rolled a 30.
Yeah, those both. And yours too, Grandpa. 30 also.
What is your DC?
It was 18.
18. Okay,
I
so
rolled a
you need to beat
32.
18, basically, to beat the effect.
Me and Ravik both save.
Okay. Cool.
Needs a chill pill, or else she's going to possibly say something stupid.
All right. Xanon's up, Halcyon's on deck.
I'm just gonna take my bow out. Not gonna hold any action. Just taking it out.
Just have the
And
weapon.
Ravik,
What
Yeah.
in
and Ravik is not gonna do anything either.
in front of Violet?
I'm just holding it.
It's time.
That's enough.
So far, the creature doesn't seem to yet have a reaction to this
Holding
stimulus.
it makes me feel better. But that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Yes, raised hand.
Side Kalan goes on my initiative. She's on top of the bus. And she is just going to retake her full form. That's all.
Gotcha. Dropping the humanoid shape. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Halcyon is going to stay as cautiously tense as Violet is in this moment. And now that the turn order is ended, you guys may freely act and interact and choose to move away from this situation as you may. The reason that was in turn order is because, sometimes character decisions are trigger happy, and I wouldn't necessarily deprive you guys of that option.
I would like to respond to Finestra.
Go for it.
Which
It's
means-
now, you
so
guys are
addressing
now
the whole
out of
thing?
explicit turn order, so.
Last thing we need to do is to constantly pull at every big thing we run into. Sometimes demons just want something to trade. Sometimes they do want to attack you. You attack the wasps, which are the ones who straight up go, I'm gonna eat you. We don't know if this is a wasp or a bee, and I'd rather find out it's a bee, not a wasp. Because if you anger the bee, yes, then you get stung. Wasps sting you 3 times.
Sometimes
I know
5.
it's a
I had
weird
one in my
metaphor.
shoe. That's IRL from the DM.
Oh no. So instead we're gonna try to stick our head in a hive, figure out if it's a bee or a wasp instead of taking care of it. If you don't know if taking care of it might unleash the swarm, let's go talk to the queen.
I would prefer not to attract the attention as she looks over it. And this is the point where Violet is going to literally look at Xanon and say, come downstairs so we can talk like a group, please.
Oh? Yeah.
It's not necessarily a request.
Can Zadkalan read the monster's surface thoughts?
Its surface thoughts are simply an almost mechanical, like a skipping CD or skipping record. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you.
He dares us. He dares us. He dares us.
Which
Are you
means
gonna
don't
let
do
him
it.
dare you?
I say, lead the way.
She goes downstairs and she looks at everyone. Being informed, does she walk down to that little description from Grandpa basically explaining what's being said? I'm going to tell you something. I have survived 400 years in this space. If you want to die, I can leave and just take Piper with me and handle the monster that we have to handle, and you guys can die in this space alone.
Joe and message.
Okay.
I did not live for 400 years and make it out to come back to this space and die in it.
He's only here because I asked very many pretty pleases. And many favors.
And if
Some I do not wish to mention.
the rule is, in the abyss, if it dares you, the answer is no. Because it has friends.
He's Grandpa.
But all of the changes from our epic destinies have taken place already.
With the level up, yeah.
So would they notice that my physicality has changed?
Yes.
Does it matter to her?
You would
It
notice
doesn't matter
around
to
you.
her.
Each of you would notice
Right.
around each other a slight sort of shift in the way everybody seems to look.
Megan, I messaged you.
It doesn't matter if any of you notice so much as everything that lives in this plane of existence, because I've all of a sudden just realized that I became a type of creature that probably doesn't make many friends here.
Can we have Piper finish what she has to say first? And that's when she looks over at Piper, because Piper is the one who's the leader of this group.
Okay, I'm going to mention something because you, although she would be pointing at Grandpa. I'm trying to see where I am in the cameras. I'm trying to point at Grandpa.
You're also just almost as
You're
tall as
pointing
him,
in the right
considering
direction. You're good.
I know, but I'm pointing the cameras.
Yep.
Okay.
I just met you when you were in T-Post, because I came out of T-Post for 5 minutes. You just appeared. I don't know you. You don't know us. So first and foremost, sit down. I'm going to remind everybody. Technically, both me and Violet are in charge. I am in charge in the sense that I am the one who has this quest to save my fucking homeland. Because I cannot, in my court, take the entirety of the Feywild before it gets suffocated and overpopulated. Violet is my guide, and I have asked her for 2 fucking years. It took a lot of favors, took a lot of asking, took a lot of niceties, which I was happy to give even if I didn't have needed a guide, for her to decide to come back after being traumatized by this place on and off for 400 years. Next person who attacks something without me or Violet say so, I will have Wilsoni send home. You, Grandpa, may not know. I don't know who else knows. Violet knows what that means. And if Wilsoni would like to make an appearance, possibly to help. Yes, I'm doing my
Give
divine
me a D6.
intervention.
Oh, alright. Give me a D100.
Shit. Hold on. I forgot to pull those out first.
Shouldn't she have hers lowered?
Or wait, no, wait, hold on. You're a high enough level that I'm pretty sure you can just guarantee it. Right?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, you're not. You're not high enough in cleric specifically to allow for that, I think.
No.
So, go ahead and roll.
Here's the D10.
Because you
That
made
is
the
a
list.
1.
Yes.
That is a 1 total.
Okay, yeah, that's well within the limit for that summon.
That's it.
All right.
Huh?
No, that's a perfect.
That's our perfect.
For divine intervention, you need to roll low on a percentile, very, very low, to summon out what you're trying to do.
Okay, fine.
And so you have
That way Amber can go and rush out and take her
you've
baby
put it
to the
vaguely,
doctor.
which means it's going to be up to the interpretation of the entity. Help in this situation. So, the double-decker bus suddenly, like looking through shit. What is the name of the sensation when you got a mirror that puts it in front of itself and it turns into this like infinite bridge kind of thing?
Infinity mirror.
Infinity mirror, yeah. So almost in a vertical sense, the bus starts to get this infinity mirror kind of effect going on. Looking at the ceiling of the bus, you guys are seeing an inverted reflection of yourselves staring up into
Violet
it.
technically has not personally met Wilsoni, so Piper's excited that she gets to finally meet Wilsoni.
Suddenly extending through every reflection in every layer of this bus, just this long, thick roll and strand of red and black hair before finally landing in this almost reverberating echo. Close to buck naked, but seemingly wrapped in robes made of the same red and black hair, red and black skin, this almost archfey-like entity. With his eyes and eye sockets wreathed in black. His eyes at the moment an almost infinite empty void and portal of white. So what do y'all need help with?
First of all, check DM, because... Oh.
It's part of it.
Yeah. Also, hello, Piper.
Oh, shit. Hello. Could you...
We'll get to the raised hand in a sec,
kindly
don't worry.
Could you kindly tell these people that if they do not listen to what me and Violet say, they leave?
I'll put it a little more plainly. This is a very dangerous place. The leader of this particular quest and expedition is Piper, so where this needs to go, to get out of here as quickly as you can, because sticking around in the abyss is not a good thing, is Piper's prerogative. To get to where you need to go safely, Violet is the experienced resource in having lived here for 400 years. If not a little bit longer, when we're accounting for certain gaps in her memory, which she will be recovering since she recovered the other half of her brain. That'll be fun for you over the next few weeks, I'm sure, Violet.
I'm sorry, that just look over to him like... Ugh.
Should
This is
you
the guy.
all fail to heed this advice, I will retreat from my lovely little hovel in the ether between existence, and I will send each of you respectively, well, not necessarily home, but as close as I can bring you to it, back to the material plane, where you will have the opportunity to reevaluate your choices and your priorities. Re-entry will be your own prerogative at that point, should you wish to be of aid to your allies that are now deprived of you. And they will be better off with you here and listening, rather than without. After all, the more helping hands in a place as dangerous as this, the better. It doesn't mean be slaves and at the beck and call. You can express your doubts, your curiosities, your questions, but don't act brazenly. No matter how interesting the thing here may be. Think of almost anything shiny here, like a Venus flytrap. It is the abyss after all.
Piper at that quip looks at Violet. Like, you've been doing the shiny thing lately. Stop it. Stop it.
Speaking of which, Violet, once you get to a safe place to evaluate yourself arcanely, you may need to screen yourself for curses.
Thank you.
I have a curse. Well, that's good to know. That's player saying it out loud.
When
Sorry.
in a safe location, while in the abyss, any readings are guaranteed to be very unreliable.
So when we get home, you're saying.
Or somewhere other than the abyss. Pocket dimensions won't be potent enough. I'm just going to say that outright.
I know they can
Alright.
actually dispel pocket dimensions if they mess it up. I walked into one.
So, do yourselves a favor and trust these two as much as you are able. They're your only lifelines to safety here.
Violet does ask Wilsoni, who's he?
I
Before
don't know him.
leading him into the abyss.
Oh, he is potential help as far as the exact details of who he is.
Where is he from? Can something give us
well,
something to go.
Mostly Someril. Mostly. Most of him is from Someril. He's a bit
Okay. So I've been
composited
working with
from
you for the
various
past.
parts.
No,
I've been working with you for the past 2 years. That sounds like you're going to have me do a phone call.
Sorry to speak
Who am I
about you
calling?
in third person. You are conscious after all.
I'm so confused.
He just now turns from the window, looking out the window and going like,
Huh?
I like you. We'll have to talk later.
He
You'll have
doesn't
to talk to Piper
anyone.
about that. I'm only really
Mhm.
beholden to her. She's my favorite after all.
Blushes at that. Like, she's in lava form, so her cheeks turned to red hot coals. Like, oh.
Yeah.
What I recognize this being.
No. There is
No.
nothing in any registry of memory that procs on this. There's clear indications in its visual styling that seems Fey-like. That's about it.
So just study-wise, maybe not? Like I wouldn't have read about this.
No.
No, this is archaic at best.
This is unknown lore, period.
Piper barely knows anything.
Anytime anything is written
That's
about him
delicate.
from what Joe has described, it is clearly erased from the records up until this point.
This is one of the creatures that, in terms of lore, is considered basically a blip in knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Piper's gonna reiterate. Who am I calling on the Fae phone? I can only call once, and I would like to know if I can skip calling Piccolo for a day and ask you, how's Piccolo and the kids doing? Or if I need to go ahead and call him. About Metal Man.
If you reach a point where you need help, bringing your former demon of a husband to the abyss might prove useful.
I was planning on waiting till we got to the lair where we needed to be, but in terms of him,
I did say might. That one's optional.
She wants to know where he's from.
I want to know who I have to call to talk to about this, the Metal Man.
Oh. Right. Angel, when she's free, knows a little more than you all at the moment, just because she spent a little more time around him. As far as the specifics of what built him, they'll find out, I'm sure.
So real quick, before you go, since I could only use the phone once a day, could you tell me real quick how Piccolo and the kids are doing at the moment? Just real quick.
Some of the kids
Are
are
they doing good?
rambunctious.
Joe gave you 2 a day because we asked for that during the 2-year interim.
Yep.
I know. Oh, I thought it just was only it could switch between Angel and Piccolo
No, you gave it
Nope.
2 a day.
and the other Archfey. Okay, cool. Oh, I didn't know that.
Kids are rambunctious.
surprising.
Piccolo is reevaluating some life choices.
So, Wait, did you only give me one, or was it two?
2.
Oh, so you're saying I should also still call Piccolo? Okay, I'll do that. On the way to the Tower of Doom.
On the subject of curse screening, how many of you have looted things?
Avery thinks it best to not show what he's looted, except for the Gundams.
You moved some curses on things.
It won't work until you're out of here.
He's got a point.
Well, except for the one that we did that was special.
Did it?
The Sanskrit one.
Did it?
It exploded.
Do you have a container we can put those in until we get out of here?
Me, no. I just offer information.
Except Violet, do you know if Angel packed us anything?
There's a reason why I'm not just there. Violet's very tight-lipped right now. It's not like she bought scrolls just so she could get things out of the abyss and take them with her.
Well, Piper has yet to look at the bag Angel gave her because Player has yet to look at the bag Angel gave her.
There are 3 scrolls of like a mass remove curse for items.
Would it work in a damage plane?
At any rate, this is the abyss. It does make me itch everywhere. I'm going to be on my way.
Yes. I'm sorry. Sorry to keep you so long. I owe you one?
Yes, this
Piper
is
is
also a
now
layer
going to
of the
see one.
abyss filled with forgotten things, and my memory's starting to get a little jumbly, like jambalaya.
Oh my god, you said the thing.
I'm letting you know Violet's mouth starts to water. Stop it. We're not going to be back at the tavern.
Go ahead. Go. Does Piper know if Wilsoni has a +1? Like spouse something thing?
No, not yet.
That's information that Piper is not privy to.
Okay. Tell your dad I said hi. If you ever run into
Do you want
him.
this snake?
No. No. What is that?
That
What is that?
is something you still have to finish dealing with.
Oh my
I put the snake back.
Piper is already dialing 911 Angel. Bye, Wilsoni. I'll see you later when I have to give you a favor.
Does the room change again? Does the room do the thing now?
As he goes David Bowie Labyrinth style and starts walking up the windshield of the bus through the mirror reflections, as they each dissipate slowly as he walks further and further out, and then turns back into a normal bus.
Piper's already dialing 911 again. I'm now calling it 911 Angel.
DM, I'm back in the city. We're back probably in either in Sharney or in the Feywild, I think, from what you described, because I needed to go home because
Yeah,
we were going to lose too much time.
Yeah, we are going to do a brief smash cut to the Angel situation to get you, well, actually to
Outta
kind
here.
of facilitate this conversation between Piper and Angel here. As
Well,
you
Piper
are,
is-
yes, currently
Has a mild
present in
fear of
Sharney.
snakes. Piper has a mild fear of snakes. That's why she's calling.
Which,
She's like,
also, that means Piccolo is in Sharney with me.
Yep.
Considering Piccolo is basically strapped to Angel's side for a while. Because he's Angel's go-do boy.
hate that you keep calling him that because that sounds so bad.
Well, he's definitely, Piper's go-do boy. I mean, just saying.
We're not talking about the last set of children, okay?
Okay, so how does this call start, DM? I'm letting you know that Angel is currently probably
I mean, you
somewhere
two
in
are the ones
between-
on the ends of the call, so it's up to you how that starts.
Yeah,
What is Angel doing when this happens?
Tansy, I know
Also,
for a
to give
fact
me a chance to
Tansy
stop
would
talking
have
because brain hurts.
made a recording ringtone that goes, "You used to call me on my Faye phone."
Oh, sweet Jesus. Ren, put down the dolls. I told you you're not allowed to go into my room for a reason. The bedroom is knocked off. Shoo! She takes the phone from the thing, shutting the door behind her. Oh, sweet Jesus. Help us all. Yes. Yes, what's up? What are you doing?
Hello, the Abyss. Percival, check in. Has the world died yet?
No, they're all fully in war. We're currently watching the situation. We have reports coming in from Tansy.
All right. Second
Everybody's
question turns the Fey glass to Grandpa. Who is this? And then brings it back to her face.
He's a nice guy. I'm gonna let you know he's a mixture between trouble, trigger happy, and helpful. Mostly helpful, but trigger happy is an issue. But he is a construct, so I don't think he's grasping the idea of not being trigger happy. I don't think he's a bad person. I just think it's just a thing with him being probably really itchy in the wherever he's at right now.
Is he glowing? Is he glowing? Would he be glowing? I don't know what your epic destiny thing does.
A little
Oh,
bit.
Piper would know. Piper is the opposite of colorblind. I live sometimes vicariously through Piper because she can see even more colors than me and than the normal people. So Piper's like,
He looks a little shinier than last time, though. It's nice. You look good.
"Oh,
It's
do you
good to
need
know
a
you didn't
cream?"
die.
Piper's literally gonna look over to you. Do you need a cream? Are you itchy? Wait, do constructs get itchy?
I don't think constructs get itchy. In case they don't have the nerves that we put in the other one. Grandpa, just do me a favor. Don't agitate the demons, okay? Just try not to get killed, okay? She's worried about you. You can hear it. You can hear worry in Angel's voice.
He's going to start driving forwards towards the tower as they talk. So you do a 2-3 point turn and go forward.
And
I like knowing about the bus.
And V
Violet,
is
you
going to
look
start
much-
driving forward toward the tower
Violet?
as you guys talk. Cool.
Violet
We
looks
were
much
facing-
better.
Oh, okay.
That's right, we were backing up, and now we're going forward.
And do we see Avery in a bunch of different outfits? Is there like a screen? Does Piper go around the room doing this is what everybody looks like right now?
All right.
No,
First of all,
Avery's chilling under a blanket.
Piper.
He's
Piper
having
will
no
go, okay.
part of the drama.
So, you know about my Piper's gonna get real close to the thing and be really, really quiet. About my thing with snakes. Why does he have a snake?
You know that rule about Dark Fae?
The one you're taught at least bare minimum 2 years old as a way to not fuck your life over unless you already live in the Underdark of the Feywild. Yes.
He's not that intelligent.
In how the Feywild works, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't
Piper's
know
eye.
that Fae will literally screw you over if you screw up.
I suppose technically the phrasing would be not necessarily not that intelligent, but not that informed either way.
Piper's eye twitches like, okay, we're gonna have some history lessons.
No, that's just how she would basically tell the situation
Piper.
about Fae.
So Piper's gonna be like, okay, so history lesson later. Okay.
Let me put it to you
Is
this way.
that the Dark Fae? I think it is.
You mean Piff's other half? Yeah. You made a deal with her.
The whole right side of her face just starts having conniption. It's like she has flashbacks. She did spend a week in the Underdark Fae Wild. Now y'all know where.
So just so you know, he's a really nice guy. You're just gonna have to kind of work with him a little bit. He's a little trigger happy, but he's really good with being trigger happy. Does make some decent decisions, but because everything is kind of like against his normal grain, you might want to give him some more direction, because I don't think he's been awake for very long.
Okay.
Because he's one of
Well,
the only other constructs I've ever seen in the material plane, because we created the first one that was back to life.
Okay, real quick then. Wellness check for everybody, and then I gotta call Piccolo before this will disconnect on its own because 10 minutes.
I'm also going to let you know right now that can I have a pan around the room?
Yeah, she pans to everybody, just letting you know the general state of everybody.
Vanessa, you look great. Awesome. Avery, you look comfy. Please stay alive. I'm letting you know there will be some Velix books on your way back, should you do well. I found some. Xanon, I will take you to the Dragon Realm as soon as possible, okay?
Thank you. Be safe.
And then
We'll
when
try.
she pans over to Violet,
Violet? Oh, you look great!
she looks a little less hyper, don't she? We found the other half of her brain.
She's a little more sparkly than she was before, too.
Yeah. Anyway,
Violet blushes and just is like, yeah.
Halcyon. Piper's just like, shiny boy. He puts up a front. I can't read
And
this.
she's it's good to know that you're getting some more than you should, considering my dreams are uncomfortable. Have a nice day.
Gonna hang up with her and then immediately call Piccolo because she's like, okay, first Metal Man, and then, what do you mean he's reevaluating his life choices?
I'm letting you know he's there with Ren in Sharney. He's living in Sharney right now.
Well, yeah, because you said that it was okay if he tagged along whenever you went to the mortal realm so he can see his in-laws.
Yes, but he also is Shiny Angel Boy.
Exactly.
And he picks
itches
one
everywhere outside of my court. Anyway,
He's
to Piccolo. Piccolo's what Tansy have set it up as?
I used to cry.
No. Baby, you light up the world like nobody else. Because he's shiny pink now.
It would be recorded with Thor in a rock version.
Anyway, so that's it. That's what Piccolo's hearing, Joe.
Okay.
That's his Fae phone.
I'm letting you
ringtone.
know. I'm letting you know you're gonna hear Angel in the background because literally they're in the same space at the moment.
Joe?
Cool.
This is the other phone call. You're gonna have to be Piccolo for a minute.
Rain.
Nobody in this call is Piccolo.
So they sound like they're doing okay.
Yes, and I heard from the red black one that you are reevaluating some life choices.
You hear Angel in the background. Get down from the ceiling! Get down from the ceiling!
Okay, that's normal! Doing okay is debatable.
That's not the
Yeah,
ceiling.
you're right.
That's a reflection. That
What's
one's in
going
crawl
on?
space.
You
I'm
look
playing
like
with
you've
mirror
been
magic.
through. Who is playing with mirror magic, and why do you look like you went through what was Griffin call it World War?
Our kids have figured out how to do the Alice in the Looking Glass thing, and it's I haven't slept, babe.
Which kids?
Shiny mirror people.
They are teaching each other.
And they're teaching my kids bad habits.
They also figured out that when you stand in the right spot, you can get multiple reflections in a place, and so they're
Piper's like she has several
Mithril
children.
The Mithril children.
All of them, and they're teaching each other.
All the Mithril. Oh no.
Have learned reflection, deflection.
Would Piper know what this is, other than obviously this is them teaching each other magics? Because they are what they are, owl, dragon, hybrids.
How do you ruin mirrors?
You break it?
No. Joe, what's the thing that dulls mirrors? There's a chemical that can dull mirror sheet.
History 18 plus 5 for what the fuck is this with my owl bird children or owl dragon children?
They figured out some estranged facet of Fey magic that deals with basically being.
Oh, I figured that. I mean the other part.
Oh. So the fact that they're teaching each other, even some of the non-reflective kids are picking it up, means they're teaching each other to share traits.
Why the owl children specifically? That's what I was meaning. The owl dragon hybrids.
It seems in the stress of Mother Dearest leaving, and also all of the Feywild being at war, your best guess is they think if we want to help, we need to figure out how to be in multiple places at once, and they're trying to figure out how to do exactly that.
Oh, so it's not the stage Piper would be worried about. Okay, cool.
This is a different kind of worrisome.
I have a question.
Piper's just going to ask Piccolo. I do have a general question because you look like you've been through war, and Fey magic is something you could easily just get over in a week. Don't tell me they figured out that they are dragons. And
Not
they have
yet.
tried. And you just see Piper kind of melt to the floor, like, oh, thank God, it's not yet.
Sense of superiority has not entered that equation yet.
Okay.
So, Angel looks over at,
Through the payphone, like, photobombing sort of situation. Like,
she's like, can I have permission to literally let my grandmother handle this?
She's a dragon. Yes. Actually, better idea. Your adult dragon children as well need to start handling them when they get that superiority complex until I fully get to where I need to be in my court and standing.
You guys need to find a dead Fey of, like, Somnia or something down there. Bring it to me so I can eat its heart and find another way to sleep.
Oh, I'd rather let the dragon people deal with them because the superiority complex is about to come in if they're doing that.
They're teaching other kids bad habits, which means that my grandmother is going to have to step in, which means closing hallways is an option.
He is going to drive a bit faster, like, oh no.
So, yeah. I'm gonna let y'all handle this. Next time we call, do you want me to send him through the phone to you?
Yes, because the next time I will call you specifically
They almost
is
figured out
when
planar travel with the mirrors. I just barely stopped them from jumping into the ethereal plane yesterday using a fucking hand mirror.
Okay, we're dulling all of their surfaces today.
Yeah.
Yes, please do that. Second of all, let adult dragon children and your grandma keep them from developing that superiority complex till I get back.
I had to kill a ghost clown because it jumped out of the hand mirror.
Alright, well, this thing's about to hang up on me before I can say goodbye. So, Angel, to answer your question real quick, I will call you when we get to that lair next.
Get home soon. I want to make another decision that I'll question later.
I'm gonna go sandblast your children. Bye!
Let one of the sleep dragons let the man sleep.
See,
I was gonna do a time
I was
thing.
more considering just bashing my head against a wall until...
It hangs up.
Can for all intents and purposes, can I have dulled the entire mirror sheen of their magics of choices?
Yeah, well,
with
you've got enough time to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say that I enlist the time children to sandblast these kids.
Mirror magic has risks. It's
So
one
they're
of
not
the
able to-
lesser known forms of magic because it's a very unrefined type of spell work.
I'm letting you know that their wings got clipped the minute they did that. They'll grow back. It'll be fun.
I was gonna say they can have that back later.
There's a reason that mostly monsters use it, because they're the only ones who know how to. It's ingrained and instinctual.
I'm letting you know, I'm letting the one thing that Nyx gave us with anti-magic live in the room with him for like a whole day.
Yep.
Anyway, so we have finished the Fae phone call. We are now all back on the bus. We're still on the bus.
Yeah,
And he is going to drive faster, is what he said. Piper is now, not only from the common emotions and the relief that the superiority complex of her children has kicked in, is going to take a nap.
Smoothest ride you've had. Also completely uninterrupted by demonic-esque radio signals. Of course, that is helped by the fact that the fucking radio console was stabbed by a big-ass sword.
Piper got overwhelmed. She's taking a nap now.
I'm gonna get down at 8.
And repaired, says Vanestra.
True.
That's right, we did mend it.
Yes.
Yeah.
However,
So
the crystal that was part of that radio structure was thrown and became the radio draconoid.
Violet's gonna get over to Avery and say, "Are you okay?"
Tired of the bullshit. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get things done.
Let's get things done, because I want to take you to a place where we can actually look for those things. Because you seem so enraptured. It's kind of breaking her heart, because it's like, you found something you really likes.
But you don't know if it's gonna kill you in your sleep.
Yeah.
If you look at section call chat, that's Piper. This is also a narrative way, because Dusty will be getting off soon, that I can leave.
All right, so Violet also walks over to Grandpa for the first time. You're fascinating. I know.
God.
I know we didn't.
Oh no, the amethyst dragon loves the construct. Oh no.
So do you by any chance know where you come from? Because you smell amazing.
He did insult Violet, but her nature is still amethyst dragon. There's that precedence of this is a weird object.
Well, first
not
of all,
technically weird person, I guess. Sorry, Grandpa's a person, but also technically an object.
People live in objects.
Yes, but Violet's not so hostile at all because of Angel actually saying something about him. So it's more or less her just worried that he's gonna die now, considering.
And shiny.
Well, because first of all, there was only one construct on the planet that they knew of, and now they was like, okay, there's another one. Now we got to protect this bean because we can't have 2 of them die. This is not an okay thing.
A couple of visual notes as well, as you guys are getting closer to the tower. An ambient fog does start to filter in and around you, obscuring vision mainly, especially of the larger areas around and away from you, though the vision of the tower does remain constant. The fog also moves a little strangely. While fog usually swirls with wind patterns and through clouds, there seems to be a steady, almost geometric shift to it, like waves are moving through it. Sound waves. Constantly. For those with more sensitive ears, or in this case higher wisdom and therefore perception bonuses, you can hear this. You can feel the slightest register of infrasound, imperceptible to the normal person, but there is a weight to that sound wave as it's coming out in pulses, almost like that sort of feeling of a bassy car passing by on the highway.
Would Violet need to make a Constitution saving throw due to the fact that dogs have more sensitive ears than humans?
It is insanely subtle.
So essentially people with the highest perception and the dog could hear it.
You guys are able to pick up on the fact that it's even there.
I have a question. Is her ears itching? Is it one of those moments of just like
oh that? My god, my dog earlier. I was scared for a second earlier today.
There's a mild itch initially, and then it just kind of feels like that feeling of resting your head against a running vehicle and that sort of vibration that rattles through the skull.
Okay.
That
So
kind of-
now Violet's going to try to approach Grandma, because Grandpa. I'm thinking about my grandmother today. It's been a horrible day, as far as that's concerned.
She needs a Seuss.
Grandpa is no grandma. He put on a breastplate.
Oh my goodness. He grew boobs.
Transformers.
Oh my god.
That joke took very little effort, and I'm proud of it.
God. But real quick, can't we all just realize that it took me this long to realize that we've magically transitioned my character's sister to a man? With that
We said that explicitly
Multiple
on
times.
the session. It happened.
Multiple times. You missed it. It was like
years
it went in
ago.
your, it went
Years
in
ago.
one ear. It was like a couple years ago. Yeah, it was in one ear and out the other for you, and I caught onto it. It was great. So
Okay. Anyway, continue. Sorry, that just created links that was like, hey, wait a minute.
so she just walks over and she's like, "You are fascinating. I don't know where you're from, but you smell amazing." Just letting you know.
Is she still doggo? Or is she dragonborn?
She's still dragonborn, but you can literally see a little bit of fluffy ear, considering that she can do that now.
Her ear flop.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely taken aback as no one has ever commented on his scent before. Like through most of the time that the Fae being was here, he just looked outside the window. But now all of a sudden he's just like, "Thank
why?
you."
Why were you looking out the window? The big red thing. Big red shiny. Sorry, continue.
He was looking at the trash monsters
so,
they buy.
The only suggestion I have here is try not to hit things in
Without
the
asking.
abyss, because they don't come as just one. It's not a one and done situation, and they live here. So if you try to send them somewhere else, they just come back. They just
Old Spice. Oh my god, Joe. Old Spice, new crusty robot.
Old rusty robots.
I don't know how jealous Halcyon's gonna be, but it's like one of those moments of full inspection moment of like,
She's
Sniff,
fascinated
sniff,
with
sniff,
a
sniff,
robot. Why would a man be jealous of a vibrator?
I mean, some men have a reason to, but that's beside the point.
but I'm just going to say,
Ill-performing men have a reason to.
I know that you're kind of new from, because there's not many of your species. So the suggestion I'm going to make here is act with caution and expect if you are going to hit something, 70 more of them are going to come flying out somewhere. So probably not a good idea to banish them, because they'll just end up right back in front of you.
If it's on the home plane, they get sent to a harmless enemy plane for a small amount of time. So temporarily, you're safe and have a little bit of time to maybe run. Maybe.
I know, but there's going to be more of them coming.
So I
She's trying to
can't get
point out.
enough of your green bottle.
Love that. So
Mountain Dew Chroma. Taste the
those are the-
background.
those are the only things I can really suggest. Other than that, cool monster. They also smell amazing.
My leg is very asleep that it just feels like a table leg at this point.
But I'm Violet. She puts her hand out to shake.
Puts his hand out too, and
She shakes his hand.
he kind of has a confused air to him.
Yeah, the fact that he smells amazing to this character.
Yeah. I was just in the Feywild about, I don't know, earlier today.
I got that when we had the discussion earlier.
And then I kind of got ejected here, and now all of a sudden my shoulders feel weird, and I've never felt my shoulders before.
Oh no. Does he feel itchy being in this space?
I don't know. It's up to him if he feels itchy.
I don't know itchy.
Itchy means you want to scratch something, like my ears right now.
Minestra said something. I am just not there to read it. I have to take a temp for giving.
But the most I can tell you is try not to expect there to be more than one of something if you're going to fight something. And they're always coming in multiples. Always. They never stop. It's a never-ending onslaught of death. So it's better to talk and try to make a negotiation deal if you can. If not, kill whatever that one thing is and then run away really fast. Those are...
I don't like radios kidnapping me.
I don't think we have...
That was not cool.
Well, radios kidnapping you... I don't think we had a choice. We kind of are in its domain, and half of the stuff that we have found is cursed, and we're gonna have to take all the curses off. So, and I don't plan on not taking it with us, because one of those things doesn't even belong in this plane.
I think as long as we don't run into any other non-consensual radios, I will acquiesce to your judgment.
I would acquiesce to my judgment because I've lived here for 400 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And I made it out. And I got a second chance at life, so I would prefer to keep it. She looks over at Halcyon.
Do you want to leave here?
I would like to live, yes. That's the whole goal.
Not live.
Leave here.
Not live. Leave.
I don't want to leave until we're done with what we have to do.
Would somebody like to tell me what that is?
We're trying to kill a succubus god demon thing. Demon lord.
Violet would be privy to Piper's plan to first kidnap her stepmother, that demon lord, and then burn the whole place to the ground with her mutant monsters.
Yes, she's going to relay that. But we have to make...
Most of those words had meaning to me. Some of them I'm a little confused about.
Well, let's just put it to you this way. Her stepmother is...
She puts the sword away.
Her stepmother is a succubus. And decided to screw her entire family over because she was jealous of Piper. So...
I thought you were gonna say she decided to screw her entire family, and I was like... Okay.
I mean, kind of. But not in a nice way.
For will wake up. She tried to screw my husband. Didn't work out, apparently, but she tried.
So...
Goes right back to sleep.
We're going to basically make her life... I'm gonna go with living hell, because hell is a different place. So, yeah. That's the whole goal.
Venestra says, how close to the tower are we?
Yeah.
You guys are closing in on it. You are now reasonably within probably about 100 feet or so.
I also don't want to anger the leaders of the spaces, because if we don't, we won't get out of them. Each layer of the abyss usually has leaders, and if you piss off one of them, everyone else goes after you for the rest of your life. So I really don't want to die.
That's generally a fair bet.
And Venestra would have the blood map up. That big connecting tunnel to the other layers of the abyss. Is it around that tower?
You guys, even just on this layer, have encountered a few Nexus places that have a bunch of tunnels connected to them. This place seems like it's a spiral of interconnected tunnels.
Okay.
which means we could possibly talk to it to get out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Where we need to go.
So I would like us to not die today. So let people who can know how to do the talking. If you have some suggestions, I would not mind suggestions, but let's try to avoid attacking it. Because I would prefer to live today.
I can't.
He's got a nasty stab block.
I know, that's why the Violet's very well aware of the Abyss rules. I'm going to tell you something about demons and devils. Devils make you suffer in death, and demons make you suffer while you live.
I've run into devils before, and recently demons.
Yes.
I sicked a giant iguana on a bunch of demons, apparently.
You mean like an
Inadvertently.
interesting? I'll have to ask Angel for that story a little bit more detailed with a visual.
Airbrush? Sorry, I have to negotiate with the department with my wallet.
So you're okay. I'm gonna introduce you. This is Avery. Avery will decide if he wants to introduce himself later. That's his decision. He can decide if he wants to be friends later.
You see a little hand pop out of the blanket.
He's got. Do you have one of those robot hands?
No, it's just his hand.
That'd be so freaking funny.
Is it a human hand?
Yeah.
Changeling.
Yeah.
I thought it was changeling. Like, you have a changeling form that's baseline, but that's not your baseline.
Yeah, but he's not comfortable right now. He might be in a different form.
As you
Oh,
guys
okay.
get...
I'm in my normal form.
Oh, okay. So you're a normal.
Like my kind of androgynous small bean form.
So you would be changeling style. essentially.
She's introducing.
Changelings are just kind of goop monsters looking things, so no.
So this is Piper. Piper is
Passed out on the floor.
the leader of our group and passed out. She's had a rough day. This is Xanon. Xanon is from the dragon realm, which we'll apparently go to at some point. So if you want to stick around until then, you're welcome to. You can
I
meet
got some
some
stuff
interesting
planned.
people.
It's gonna be weird.
You can
Good
meet some
weird.
interesting dragon folks.
Hello.
The Golden City in the Dragon Realm was amazing, by the way. They have really good spicy food. And this is the beautiful yet knowledgeable Venestra and Amira. They're quite wonderful friends of ours. Tamik. I think she's really nice. I like her. Oh, and this beautiful hunk of meat is Halcyon. She looks up at Halcyon. But he's mine.
Hunk of meat, am I?
Oh, she's paying for that one later.
Yeah, she did it on purpose.
Kinky. Anyway.
And
There seems to be a lot of that going around today.
a lot of what?
That kind of talk.
Thank you.
Suggestive? I mean,
Piper's
Venestra makes suggestive toys for a living, and so does Amira. And Avery doesn't
Tests them
mind
for a
a
living.
good,
No, I'm kidding.
doesn't mind a good
might.
sporting grind once, jumping grind once in a while. But as far as the two of us, we're exclusive. She looks over at Halcyon. Even though I may tease, I only have eyes for one person.
Venestra said, I do not. That is Amira, nor is how we make a living. Nor is it how we make a living, Violet. There we go.
It
Oh,
ain't my job,
that's news
it's
to
my
me.
hobby. There's a difference, okay?
There's a difference. It's just something I do on the side. It might make more money than the other one, but it's fine.
It's still just a hobby.
There's streaming and there's steaming.
So.
Joe!
Oh, are you talking about Oh, they might be talking about Angel and Nicodemus.
Yeah, them. And they had a dragon with them too. So
They're. Oh, I didn't introduce you to Ravik, but Ravik's not. I don't know if Ravik would. Ravik, this is
Yes.
Grandpa Ravik.
The walking, talking, glowing piece of armor, yeah.
He smells like Someril.
Rude. Rude way to put it.
that would make sense.
Smells like at least 4 different metal compounds to me, frankly.
Ooh.
I have a question because Violet hasn't had the time to sniff him. Would having traveled around that mountain, would he smell oddly familiar?
There's a hint of a familiar aroma to him that smells almost like a mountainside after it rained. A little bit.
I'm just letting you know, there's like this weird moment where it's just like the dog sniffing. You can literally just see that, just like the just a slight. It's just near you. It's not on you. It's just like in the air. Yeah, it smells like Someril.
I've spent a lot of time there.
That explains a lot. I'm gonna go and sit with Avery for a little while. If you have any questions about anything, considering I don't think you have a lot of knowledge on anything. Other than like experience, like first-hand experience. Would you like any knowledge while we're driving? Where we're going?
I think I've got a decent handle on things, but
Okay.
I'm sure we will learn more with time. I appreciate your concern.
I will ask you
If
to
she's
stay
good,
close to me when we hit the beholder level of the abyss, just in case you go limp.
As
I
you
don't
guys
know if
do
they'll make
pull
it
up
out.
on the tower, I want everybody to go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Does this wake Piper up?
+5.
+5, yes.
A 19
16.
Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Wait, saving throw is not +2. It's gonna be
Plus an additional 5 because of Grandpa's aura.
29 total.
8 + 5. 14 + 8 + 5. 14 + 8 is
22.
22 + 5, 27.
19 plus 11 plus 5.
26.
Okay.
Because yours
And
is 26.
then Venestra and Amira. And then Xanon and Ravik.
Ravik got a natural 20.
On save,
Okay.
Venestra.
Oh, sorry.
Constitution saving throw plus an additional 5 due to Grandpa's aura.
That's a 35, DM.
35.
Doof.
She eats monsters from this level, this place.
I was also gonna say, apparently, I have amazing constitution whenever I'm asleep because I rolled a nat 20. I like this tower.
As long as you're passed out, you can't be poisoned. It's ironic if the poison was meant to make you pass out.
I bless the rains down and song.
No, poison. I was making a joke for Piper. Anyway. So, Constitution saving throw. All of you rolled respectably well.
Oh, good.
To the extent that you do not receive the visual glitch in your immediate proximity due to the level of infrasound, as infrasound has actually been known to sometimes induce hallucination.
I did not.
boy.
That's where a lot of ghost stories come from. Actually, is infrasound.
I rolled a 1, natural 1.
Because they also
Nice.
induce fear, chills,
16
cold
plus.
sweats.
Natural one. Do you want to use one of your inspiration die on this?
Where does infrasound come from?
Infrasound is a low frequency of sound that cannot be heard by the naked ear, but it is sound that is being blasted out regardless. It's just the level of frequency cannot be audibly heard. That's
Can
it.
be oddly heard,
Creatures
but
with
is
sensitive
affected in
ears,
the brain.
such as those of you with high, perception bonuses, or dogs, for example, they can hear it. For example, a dog whistle would be an example of infrasound, as it cannot be heard by a normal human ear, but there are some things that can hear it audibly.
Oh, that makes so
the
much sense.
brain and
Lower
body
volumes
hears it.
Yeah,
because
the
it-
lower frequencies can also vibrate the eyeball, causing hallucinations.
Yeah, the brain and body
That
will hear infrasound regardless,
makes
which means if it's
so
playing out intensively enough, it can induce hallucinations, it can induce nausea, it can cause physical harm, it can even break your eardrums, even though you're not technically hearing anything. Even though technically you're hearing all of it, your brain doesn't
Not
register it.
perceiving it.
Oh, I've been able to hear a lot of noises now people can't hear, so it's just like,
You have a sensitive tongue, you have a sensitive ear, you have a sensitive nose, you have a sensitive sense, Megan.
Yes, you're a very sensitive person.
In more
Nice.
ways. than
From a
in more
one.
purely
than ways than
biomechanical
one.
standpoint.
I
Not
see.
just purely, but
Neither is a
partly
bad thing.
biomechanical.
Neither of which is a bad
No,
thing.
it's
Oh,
not.
Yeah,
It's
this isn't a
pretty
bad thing.
great.
This is pointing out a
This
simple
is-
trait of you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and get some chicken piccata for all of the food tasters. I'm gonna go enjoy that while Joe is describing the scene.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the phone with me.
So again, you guys all rolled a decent enough con save to avoid the hallucinatory and damaging aspect of this infrasound just being in proximity of it. Yes.
Grandpa's got a question.
I just wanted to point out when I had a second that as long as you're within 30 feet of me, you cannot be frightened and have resistance to spell damage.
Right. This is not necessarily specifically a spell. It is a raw magical effect that is not sourced from spellcast. So it gets into a weird
Okay.
technicality. It's more of an ambient effect.
it wouldn't frighten you. He did say it would have given us a hallucinatory effect,
Yeah.
not a.
Whether the hallucinations afterward then frighten you, then that saving throw may be a factor. It's a matter of what you end up tripping balls and seeing.
Does it
I
Sorry, go ahead.
understand. I just was pointing that out for
Absolutely.
the other player characters.
Gotcha.
Oh. Oop, hi.
Does a 16 pass?
16 total.
Yes, even though it's a nat 1.
Do you want to use one of your inspiration die on it?
Vanessa says you also get a +3 if not proficient.
That's does the nat 1 still fail? Or
What is your overall total? Because crit failures and crit successes don't apply to saving throws. So your overall total with the additional +3 is what?
well, with the 5, it's a 16.
Okay. And you also get an additional +3 on top of that. So +5 +3 due to a couple of passive
No,
abilities.
that's with the 3.
Oh, 16. Okay, yeah, you do fail. All right.
And you're getting a lingering injury on top of it.
No.
I'm
So
gonna- I want to save the inspiration.
let's see. Yeah, okay. You take 1 point of thunder damage. Thunder is what is considered for sound wave damage. I'm going to roll a percentile for a lingering injury to basically see how this
I would
affects you.
assume it to be force damage, but okay.
Force damage is more
Push.
yeah, it's more raw concussive arcane power. That's the idea there.
Okay. I mean, I picture sound as kind of pushing, but I guess not.
Sorry.
Well,
That
that's
would be
why,
13.
so for example, synaptic static will do thunder damage, for example, things like that.
That would be 13, not 16.
13. Oh. A wee bit worse. Let me go ahead and look up lingering injuries here. All I did was type in linger and then I don't want to know why my fucking Windows search bar immediately just autofills the rest of that to... Never mind.
Lingerie?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Were you looking up inspiration or something for Azure? Or
No,
Azure?
that's not a search history thing. That's just
No.
that's me going into here's Windows search,
Windows
and
search
it'll
bar.
come up with suggestions from your documents, from, for some reason specifically when the Windows Explorer browser, which I don't use and it's not set as my default browser. I use it for PDFs. It's my PDF reader. So okay. Really? That's actually impossible to happen given the type of damage that was doled out, so I'm going to re-roll. There's not really a way you could conceivably lose a finger from hearing really heavy sound.
You really can't. You got a point.
That one's also too severe. Also, well...
Is there concussion? I feel like concussion would be a good good lingering injury.
Okay, actually, no, here, I can swing this one. And actually, oddly enough, Guinea has experience with this particular lingering injury, as it happened very early in the campaign. As these waves of sound are starting to kind of wrap around you, and you're feeling that heaviness, and it's starting to feel like it's a migraine that's coming in, like almost like the air pressure is getting heavy. You are, for a moment, almost finding it hard to breathe. Very hard to breathe, until for a moment, at least on half of your chest, you can't. You just can't. As if under all that pressure something gave. We're flavoring punctured lung as collapsed lung. In this. Magical healing of any kind will fix that. But yeah, you are for a moment struggling, breathing, and choking. It's obvious enough and loud enough that everybody fucking notices, because a collapsed lung ain't a quiet thing.
Does anyone have healing magic?
Let's see.
He's asleep.
Yes.
Okay, because it's like, he's asleep, my guys.
So that's the internal injury.
Yeah, that is an internal injury. So punctured lung, which we're flavoring as a collapsed lung in this case, you can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, but not both. The injury heals if you receive magical healing. Let's see. If you puncture both your lungs, your hit points will drop to 0 and you immediately begin dying. It's just the one for now. But
No shit.
Is it any amount of healing?
Any amount.
I walk
how I
up and
fixed
just
it.
put my hand on his back and do 1 point of lay on hands.
And suddenly you feel that lung just... That in and of itself is also a very painful experience, but the pain subsides very quickly.
The good
Thank you.
That looks painful. Let's not let it happen again, right? He pats you on the shoulder like...
Just went down the wrong tip.
It went down the wrong tube.
I'm trying to play it off.
I'm a tough guy.
How do you choke on something to the point that a lung collapses?
You, organic people have a lot of tubes that keep doing things.
As Vanessa points out, Xanon, once you get back, Piper might want to give you a real thorough medical examination. You keep breaking.
Well, I'm still.
You break more than Avery, which is ironic given he has +0 strength, +1 dexterity, and +2 con.
I'm still growing.
It's the RNG, man.
What do we know about the person who owns this tower, by the way, guys?
Jack.
I'm just
But
following
Piper
along.
doesn't want to anger it, just in case.
Which
It can help
also, since you did fail, you do also experience the hallucinatory aspect of this, which among the shifting and moving fog, you can see shapes that seem to be almost like a scratched DVD glitching out of place in an almost pixelated, broken sense, and broken fashion. Some of them flashing in and out of shape and out of existence, and you swear in that fog more than once you do end up seeing this. Let me see here.
I got some chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata.
But I'm
Let's
not
see,
sure.
session
Sorry.
art.
Can't push it
That's
through the
alright, I'm
screen.
gonna pull y'all up on my phone and go heat up the beans and rice I left over from dinner.
Yeah.
Well, like, I can't push it through the screen. I would offer it.
I don't want your chicken vomata.
It's chicken piccata.
Hakuna Matata?
Chicken potato?
Hakuna Matata?
P-I-C.
We're sharing the same
wonderful
brain cell.
phrase.
88.
Megan, we're making a joke.
Oh, but it's not vomit. It's yummy.
Okay, so yeah. The big hallucination that you keep consistently seeing is this
Image.
in the fog.
Oh, that's fucking terrifying. That looks like Alistair.
No, it looks worse than Alistair.
No, it looks like Alistair in his, like, extra demon-y form.
I
Goes
think,
into that.
isn't, like, Alistair looking more like the Jersey Devil? Gonna be
Yes,
honest?
because he was mistaken for a deer at his death, so he comes as a demon deer.
Mm-hmm. I see, like, the
Careful with that
antlers on
phrasing.
that
Rule
thing.
34 will run with it.
He's not.
I remain calm. If you have a high perception, you would see me grip my bow a little tighter.
And in this as well, the auditory hallucinations start to get more intense. There's whispers, but there's also this scraping digital sound. As I'm going to make sure that I lower the volume on it, not to break anybody's eardrums.
I see how it is. Make him put headphones in and then play the sounds. I see how it is.
Okay, 95% of
It's
us.
completely unrelated. We're all headphones here. No, not this one. Not this.
Stop. Oh. Don't do that.
What does this mean?
I actually don't have problems with that one. I actually like that one.
I just hate the creepy vibe of it.
I love
hate
that.
the fact that it's what it's supposed to be is like
It's the first
what's it
song
called?
that was ever sung by a computer.
I know.
Exactly.
I know, and it wasn't ready. I don't think it
Easy
should have
Bell.
happened.
Now
I
I
mean,
like
this is that in
the
character.
song. I do not like that particular cover.
That's not supposed to. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
He's a deer.
Bicycle built for two don't got no gas in it.
So, outside of this building, you do see where normally you would expect to see an archway and a tower. It just seems like almost a curling cavern made of heavy cabling that kind of ventures into the tower and almost winds up in a steady curved incline rather than what you would expect to be a staircase. It looks almost like an organic pathway, like in a biological sense. It's a very, in terms of a visual reference for those familiar with the artist, there's a little bit of an H.R. Geiger aspect to what you're seeing. Yes.
Is it ample enough size for Z?
Yeah, it's not large enough that you could drive the bus into it. I mean, but it's wide.
Does it decide
She'll
to talk
fit.
to us?
The entryway? No.
No, I was just so we're going in this hole.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to venture out of the bus and start venturing upward?
I don't want to lose the bus. I want it to be like the magic school bus. I want to negotiate with thing to let it go.
Kinda. A little bit.
It would make excellent material for Avery's mech.
I am not sharing the bus.
It's that shape, but comprised of sort of broken bits of debris from various periods of time and everything else that seem to be in and of themselves of a mostly technological essence, surrounding sort of a radio digital era in that respect.
I remember what I was going to ask.
Do we notice our ally kind of going through the throes of hallucination?
It's not subtle. Xanon does, especially with an out one, look very obviously uneasy. Which, as he said, he's not getting frantic, but it's a visible change. As well as he seems to be looking out and at things that don't really seem to be explicitly there.
I want to detect the surface thoughts of him.
Oh my.
There's no save involved in this. This is just me taking a little glance.
To clarify your guys' question, yeah, it's kind of the plan. It is getting close to that end time.
Z would do the same
pick up
thing.
with you guys talking with this entity. The venture up there is going to be the remainder of the session, I would say, most likely, with how time seems to be working out at the moment.
Surface thoughts. I guess it would be like. Sorry. Just restrained. Trying to restrain my urge to fight, like trying to control my fight or flight response.
And it's defaulting.
So
to
I
fight,
get a
and you were
whole lot
trying
of
to-
fear is what I get.
Not fear, more like
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Reading your surface thoughts, would we, DM, reading his surface thoughts,
I'd be
would we
able
be
to see
aware
what
of what
he
he's
saw,
seeing
right?
and hearing?
Surface thoughts alone, no, you're just going to be picking up on
I mean-
sort of the hints of it.
You'd think that the thoughts would be a direct reflection, if not the primary part of, like, the senses would be the forefront of the surface thoughts, no?
Yeah, surface thoughts won't convey visual as much as it's just sort of the inner monologue, that inner voice speaking of these things. Digging deeper may be able to start to produce pictures.
Yeah, but I'm not about to make a wisdom throw or whatever.
Well, unless he should choose to fail.
Joe, I'm going to message you something.
I will ask. I will just flat out ask. Are you okay?
I just want to add, you would hear two voices. I mean, they're both my voices, but one would be saying attack, and the other would be saying no.
That's concerning. Are you experiencing distress?
Are you feeling discomfort? I'm sorry.
Would you raise your pain?
I'm hearing Siri in my head.
I'm just anxious, is all.
I heard a sound of distress.
May I make an insight check? Just to see if he's being forthright with me.
I mean, I guess persuasion or deception, whichever you would like to do. Go ahead and tell me the number based on what you roll, not necessarily the check made, and you can roll an insight if you'd like. Bless you.
Did you just say I'm rolling as well?
Thank you.
If you'd like to, persuasion or deception, depending on what you're going for there, just tell me the number, not necessarily the skill used.
Okay.
Get the bag ready. Let's go. Come on. You're okay. You're okay. It's just easier to carry you this way. Okay?
4.
I failed that.
4 total. Okay. And what was your total, Xanon?
15.
Okay. A little hard to read. A little hard to read, the Dragon Man.
Okay. So nothing I should try to fix. Okay. I will walk away.
Okay. So then to clarify and reiterate, are you guys venturing into and therefore trying to venture up the tower?
You said
I
we
have a
were
question.
requested. The question is we were requested. So question is, do we have to go up in order to get there? Or is it just gonna...
You'll have to go up the tower, yeah.
Does it look like the walkway is entirely external, or is it go into the tower?
It seems to weave in and out. Yeah.
Would you all like me to scout?
Not really. It seems to be... No, I don't think it's a good idea considering it already has surveillance. I don't think we find that very kind considering it's already just invited us up instead of killing us. Means it's intrigued. Intrigue is better than death.
So to be fair, in the abyss is one step below death.
Not necessarily. It puts you at an advantage. Intrigue is better than death.
Can we get a rough height, like just a general idea of how tall the tower is?
From where you are currently positioned, which is a bit up on a hill, you've got maybe 150 feet. Looking at toward behind the tower seems to actually dip off of the hill and go much farther down to where that ground level is. And from that distance, you are almost right up against a almost 1,000-foot cliff. where the tower seems to
Can I-
venture down in that direction.
Can I ask, what is the first instance I see of the passageway coming out of the tower back to the outside? Like, how high up would that be?
The closest sort of external, I'll call it a balcony pathway, would be about 20 feet up.
Do y'all think we could just go fly part of the way there?
As long as we get to come back for the bus. Sure. I would just prefer to not piss this thing off.
I'm going
Wake up.
to.
For a half second. No, pissy offy. Goes back to sleep.
I kind of press on your shoulder as you try to go back to sleep. Can I take you somewhere?
Reason why she's the player reason why she's going to sleep is because I'm about to leave.
Do I have your consent to lift your character off the ground and fly her somewhere?
Why?
Just to skip part of the walkway?
No.
I think, at least as far as player and character choice, she's opting to let Piper stay on the bus and therefore T-pose while, in this case, Amber is
Oh,
gone.
okay.
So, being a non-factor for
Except
a
it
little
wouldn't
while.
be a T-pose, it would be a sleeping position, but it's effectively a functionally
It's going to be a
T-pose.
Yamcha pose, since you're
We
choosing to be
don't
passed out.
want- I
No,
don't
it's
want-
baby fetal position, but in the air because I think Will Sony would find that sleeping position hilarious.
Right, Yamcha pose.
Oh, okay.
So,
She got Yamcha'd.
so the question is, at this point, she looks over at Grandpa.
He is here, so I will see you guys later. I'll let the people who need to know.
Best of luck with the small one,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
I have a question for the DM. When we were on the bus, who was he most intrigued by? Considering it didn't happen till a couple of things happened where he got
The attention that the quote unquote radio demons seemed to be giving was for the most part evenly split. It didn't seem to give more attention to one entity than the other. The only real measurement of more attention is based on who chose to talk to it more.
Alright, she looks over at Grandpa. You're new. I vote that you stay here with Piper. And then if that thing wants to talk to Piper, we bring it down with us. Because this is its realm. It has domain, so I don't think it would be a bad idea to have somebody guard her while she sleeps.
My instinct does not mesh well with that idea.
I don't want to drag Piper up the stairs.
Does she breathe?
I would prefer to bring the thing down if we're going to talk to it.
Which, visual side note, of course. Being this close to the tower, you do notice, especially with some of the more organic aspects to it, some of those cables and things seem to almost undulate on occasion.
Don't I?
V can put the bus and Piper in a resort, says Finestra.
Could you do that just so we can get out of here? I would prefer half of our items not to be cursed. This way I really would like to talk to this thing so it will release its hold on everything. So if it really is the owner of this layer of the abyss, we could possibly negotiate that.
I don't know what a resort is, but that sounds intriguing.
Oh no, I'd say you'd be aware of what a resort is.
In this context?
Well, I mean, especially even just
Not in her-
being
not in her
in
context.
Hospitality is something as old as civilization itself.
I understand.
yeah. you'd be aware of it, especially in being in the country that you were in. That's luxury country. Resorts were kind of commonly talked
Okay.
about.
So I get the idea this is some kind of magic teleport to a resort.
Yeah, or at least some kind of magic respite of some form.
Like a pocket
Okay.
dimension, I picture.
So
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and go up this tower. Let us not piss this thing off. The minute one of you decides to get trigger happy is the minute that I am going to lose myself.
Can I stretch my shoulders?
Yeah, you can stretch your
That's in
shoulders.
game.
Stretching your shoulders is going to mean,
My shoulders hurt.
well then
And
stretch.
stretch.
They've never hurt before.
Okay. Well, you can do that as we walk.
He stretches,
Awesome.
and the metal on his shoulders kind of breaks open, and two very large wings sprout out of them.
Does that
that's
usually
new.
happen? Okay, I'll take that as
That's-
a no.
That feels a lot better.
Dragon who's just now gotten wings. I understand the need for that. Just keeps walking.
Speaking of undulation, the wings
I-
twitch a little bit after being just recently freed.
I can do that too.
That's new.
Avery's gonna use the Revelation in Flesh to pop out a couple wings as little like bat wings.
Interesting
This will help if I fall.
side note. After recently uncovering what your vestige was, where you would expect to see sort of vein-like patterns in the sort of webbing in those bat wings, they look more like neurons in the patterns instead of circulatory veins.
Yeah, cool. Haven't conjured bat wings before, but you know, that's pretty on brand, so I'll take it.
Fair enough.
Just for reference, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Violet looks over at Avery and she leans down. She's like, do you want to get on my shoulders so you can seem a little taller?
Uppies.
She puts her arm on her shoulders. Halcyon's taller than me, but still.
But still,
You're
isn't that why they
softer.
like moonshine?
The wings are weird on a robot because they are feathered with moss-colored feathers. It looks like there's algae growing on the feathers almost.
I'm going to be very blunt with you. You smell amazing, but there's focus. We've just gotten our brain back. So it's just like, she's like, there's a note. You can see an eyebrow note of, ooh, that's cool, but I have to keep going because if I don't keep going, we are not going to get finished today. I would like to sleep.
All cool visual descriptions, however.
Yeah, they are very cool visual descriptions.
I'm getting off the bus.
Yeah, we're all getting
I'm
up.
I'm following.
And just for visuals, my wings are folded over me, like in the gargoyles from the show Gargoyle.
Before
see,
you get
Violet
off the
doesn't know how to
bus-
do that yet.
Before he gets off the bus, you see under the blankets some shifting as he like puts his clothes, if you can even call them that, back on.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Oh, I heard that. That sounded nice.
So we're just gonna walk up this tower.
Pressure release.
You feel fireworks?
My eyelid twitched. You venture up this tower, which for the most part is uninterrupted. You can see small passageways, small passageways which seem to indicate places to move into that might lead into other rooms. However, explicitly speaking, they are off the beaten path and very indirectly accessible from at least this major pathway. Venturing up the tower, V's going to shove the bus and Piper into a pocket dimension before following The others up with Amira. Cool. Venturing up, it is looking at the architecture in here, it's very esophageal in its shape. Its architecture seems almost flesh patterned in a way, despite, still being constructed of metals, of rubbers, and of electronic components. It's a very disconcerting combination. But all the same, time seems to almost dilate and pass quite quickly as you all continue to venture onward and upward. Of note, though, at least for Xanon, since again you failed that initial con save and are experiencing the hallucination aspects of this infrasound, you don't see the technological side of this. This just looks like you are walking up through pink, pulsating flesh hall.
Okay, I'm mentally transmitting this to the rabbit.
There is a smell to it as well. It's almost off-putting, like old copper and river stones. The slight scent of mildew. An aroma that none of the rest of you detect. So it seems to be an olfactory hallucination.
This place stinks.
That's an objective.
I look at the character who's been sniffing me for the last hour now.
Mm-hmm.
Does it smell
You
bad
smell
to you?
It smells like the abyss. I mean, I've eaten people at some point, one way or another, so there are certain things that do smell bad, but not too many.
Not being sure if that's a double entendre,
No.
and being concerned now by this discordance, I'm going to have Z cast Lesser Restoration on our friend who commented on the smell.
Okay, Lesser Restoration is enough of a spell to break the hallucinatory effect. As you trade one disturbing visual for another, the one that everybody else is dealing with while they're venturing up this tower. But the smell's gone, thankfully.
Nothing really smells overly powerful.
I don't smell things, so I will trust your judgment.
Everything smells foreign, though. It's very... I'm letting you know my nose doesn't know where to go. This entire place has been like that the whole time. There's too many things.
Have we entered the tower?
Yeah, you guys have been venturing sort of up the tower, occasionally dipping out to sort of the balcony aspects of the pathway and back inside and back out. Inside as well, again, there are certain sort of curving off pathways that are away from where you're venturing up that seem to lead off into rooms in this tower that don't seem very easily accessible, but there are rooms nonetheless.
I look at and say, is your olfactory sense better now?
I'll give him a little bow.
Not knowing what that means, I return the gesture.
Speaking of which, as a odd side effect of casting that greater restoration, there is a oxidized copper substance that's just slowly leaking out of Xanon's nose.
Just to clarify, it was a lesser restoration. Is that still enough?
Sorry, yes, lesser is, yeah.
Okay.
It's a minor impact and sensory effect.
So, what else, Joe? We're just gonna keep going until we get to the door.
You finally get up to not really a door, but this sort of final stage of the staircase that looks almost like sort of the opening to sort of a passageway in the digestive system, where the stomach would tighten and then move into the intestines, but almost like you've moved upward through that system.
Nestra says he DM'd you.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm hoping this.
Gotcha, okay.
I'm gonna wipe my nose real fast if I can feel it.
Oh yeah, you definitely feel it. You wipe your nose and you notice that substance that's kind of come out of you. Which, as you wipe it away, it starts to take on more of a sort of rust color, rust red that's common with just blood drying. Very, very strange thing that happened there. And as you guys sort of venture outward and atop this staircase, you come to what might as well be sort of a penthouse level to this tower. It's not visible from the outside, oddly enough, but you can see through sort of mismatched and almost hexagonal shapings around this tower, almost like looking through the transparent patterning of like looking through tripe and that sort of stomach lining pattern. This massive 360-degree set of effectively windows made of, again, this sort of mechanical cabling.
This is going to be a weird question. Would Grandpa recognize the construction of this internals of this tower as anything he would have seen while working on the inside of his own body?
Not to this degree of organic structuring. You've seen things that have like similar shapes in sort of almost a Batesian mimicry, but not to this level of grotesqueness and almost exaggerative detail.
You guys don't think that we're inside a giant robot, do you?
That'd be kind of cool if we were.
Well, seeing as how it made the trash dragon form out of nothing, it's a possibility.
A tragon, if you will.
Can Amira try to recall any demonic history? As a note, her epic destiny is dangerous.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a religion check.
Nat 20 religion.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. Spirit of Discordance. In terms of demonic history, this is one of a number of more strange entities. The Abyss is no stranger to being a place that celestial spirits and spirits of things other than demonic nature can venture down into and get trapped in and eventually sort of take on the aspects of the place and become corrupted. The Spirit of Discordance was originally, at least in terms of your own recollection, from at least worlds in relative proximity to yours. Spirit of Discordance was rumored to have been a spirit of rumored to have been a historic spirit called the Spirit of Starlust, which the idea of that spirit, despite its name, was mainly almost based off of the idea of wanderlust, specifically in the context of the stars. And there were very specific ways in which it was worshipped, it was represented, and that was often sort of, at least interstellar communications, radio signals, sort of reflections and ricochets off of satellite structures. And it was said that the essence of this spirit got lost, got forgotten, got stranded somewhere in the dark places between the stars. It's one of those campfire story level rumors and bits of history that you just barely dredge up from, oddly enough, your childhood, but it reaches you in sort of a fresh moment of epiphany.
Who made this check?
Venestra.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, Amira did. Blech.
Nice one.
Would Venestra share that with the rest of us?
The Amira to share it with the rest of us.
The mirror, I mean, I'm sorry.
Amira's going to summon forth an ethereal book from a collection of lore and notes and share what she knows about said creature as you guys walk up. Okay.
Time.
I would like to cast Divine Sense. Just within 60 feet, any celestial, fiend, or undead.
So,
Yeah, I know. I'm letting this, at least initial meeting, happen before we end off. So that you guys
said we weren't going to until Amber was back.
Oh. Okay. Well, I will say this as part of a cliffhanger then.
Okay.
You notice a presence, a conjoined essence of celestial and fiend.
But I know where it is.
All around you.
That is scary.
That's where we're going to end the session.
We're inside it.
Yeah, it's a giant Gundam. It's like the Dark Gundam.
Sort of, yes and no. There are things that can sort of extend their essence into larger forms, which is the idea here.
To be fair, that thing that you showed that he saw in that hallucination is scary.
Yeah.
It's not that
Yeah.
bad.
A little bit of minor AI generated nightmare fuel. So, question. Name of the session suggestions.
I could do something completely appropriate because you basically gave us an entire pink wall. It's just not okay considering Sugar Walls is playing in my headset right now.
You guys aren't in the mech vagina. That's not the part of the body that this was meant to be indicative of.
The way you described it was really bad.
I know we've made a pussy joke every session prior to this. I'm not going to name this session one.
Celestial.
Tickle Me Elmo.
Celestial what now?
Celestial pink walls.
No. Fuck no. Just no.
Oh my.
What motion do?
What was the Tickle Me Elmo pun again?
Tickle me, Helmo.
Do that. I like that.
It's a very minor part of the session, all things
Yeah,
considered.
but you can get trouble with copyright.
Can't tell me there's no resemblance between that shadow demon and that.
I would say a demon and its toys is an option.
How about the voices in the radio?
I like that one.
I mean, obviously they're not identical, Vanestra. I'm saying that the build and the vibe are very similar.
Okay. Episode 18. Voices in the radio. One of the shorter sessions I've run, but between the migraine and everything blue screening,
yeah.
And also wanting to have a set time to end because it feels necessary given the migraine and everything else. I think this was a good spot. You guys got an opportunity to RP a little bit with each other. I'm happy with that. I hope everybody enjoyed yourselves. Excited to see what happens with this, at least initially, social encounter next week. So who the fuck do we raid? We got a little bit more time to find a good target this time, so let's see.
Don't worry, Vanestra. We'll fight something eventually.
I know you're itching to fight something, but this is not the space. We're going to have an entire place where we can just rip apart.
And I'm gonna
stuff
say
you
it for
buy
like
an
the
entire
11th
thing.
time. Hopefully, I've got Foundry up and running next week, so that in case you guys decide to make a particular arrangement of choices, then I'm prepared.
I'm letting you know, Violet would be very pissed if we started fighting on this specific level of hell, considering of the abyss, because we specifically have like 6 other levels that are much harder than this. We have to end up going through an area just with beholders.
Harder is subjective in the abyss. There are.
Beholders. I'm not
guys
gonna
already went through
let you
that
get away
one.
with this one.
You guys already went through
No,
that one.
it's right over the level we needed. We didn't end, Joe. We were right there. We were like half